welcome you to a very rainy Ben Davis High School as we prepare for the Class 6A Semi-State Championship game between the number 1 Center Grove Trojans and the number 3 Ben Davis Giants. Hello everyone, I'm Kevin Conrad along with Ted Kitchell and Rick Embry. We welcome you to Center Grove Trojan football and the 44th annual IHSA Football State Tournament presented by the Indianapolis Colts. And Ted Kitchell, the Trojans took down the top team in the state last Friday night in Warren Central in the regional championship, and tonight they look to take down another elite team in Ben Davis.
Yeah, no surprise, another MIC team, a very, very good team, a team that has had a tremendous amount of success. As we'll
pause first, though, for the national anthem. Our national anthem from Ben Davis High School. Kevin Conrad, Ted Kitchell, Rick Embry with you. Again, we're preparing for the Semi-State here at Ben Davis. And Ted, the big story right now, the rain.
Yeah, it's not a very nice night. I mean, you got two great football teams coming in here tonight. Ben Davis comes off a huge victory last week against Cathedral, putting 51 points. At one point in that game, they were up 51-7. Center Grove beat the best team in the state up to that point last week in Warren Central and beat them very handily, 28-7. So both teams come in with a lot of confidence. But as you said, field conditions are going to be a concern. It's raining very hard. There's a little bit of wind. You look at the situation, you would think it would affect Ben Davis more so than Center Grove because Center Grove is a team that likes to run the football. Ben Davis, really a passing team, actually gets more yards passing than they do rushing. But most importantly, it's whoever holds on to the football. Whoever turns the football over is going to have some major problems here tonight.
Tonight's pregame show is being presented by Allstate, the Bontrager Agency of Greenwood. Coming up next, Aaron Holt talks with Center Grove head coach Eric Moore to preview tonight's Semi-State game here at Ben Davis. This is Center Grove Trojan football.
Stop by Texas Roadhouse for Wild West Wednesdays. Enjoy a hand-cut 11-ounce sirloin dinner for $9.99. That's right, an 11-ounce sirloin for only $9.99.
Can't forget that Texas Roadhouse. Can't believe that memory behind.
Hi, I'm John Bontrager. 20 years ago, my wife Shanda and I opened the Bontrager Agency right here in Greenwood, Indiana. Today, we serve over 2,700 families in the Greenwood and surrounding areas. What makes our agency truly special is the 8 licensed sales and customer service staff that work here. Between all of us, we have over 120 years of combined knowledge and expertise to assist our customers. When it comes to the purchase of a new policy, we do an exhaustive needs analysis for each individual person to make sure they have the right coverage for when that claim time happens. And we promise to review that coverage every year for you to make sure it keeps up with your existing needs as your lives change. I realize that customers have many options when it comes to the insurance purchase. If you're looking for an agency that treats you as a friend, please consider the Bontrager Agency.
There's no difference in the quality of food you buy at other stores and the food you buy at Aldi. Except when you shop at Aldi, you'll have a lot more bucks left over when you leave. At Aldi, you'll keep more bucks every time you shop, and that's the truth. Aldi, simply smarter shopping.
Welcome to another edition of the Allstate Bontrager Insurance Agency pregame show. And holy cow, is this a big one tonight? It's big because it's a game where the victor gets to go on next week and represent their school in the 6A state championship. It's big because Center Grove football expects to be there. It's big because we expect to win it. It's big because it's another McCoy with a storied tradition. And Coach, we get to jump on that bus, head over to the west side, and get out at Ben Davis Stadium in our road whites, and what an incredible opportunity.
Well, first off, isn't this a beautiful day right now to be doing an interview? I hear the weather's going to change for tonight, but right now it's 80 degrees. It feels like we're in August, previewing the first game of the season. This is absolutely beautiful. Wish we were playing here in the lovely Ray Skillman Stadium, but tonight it'll sit empty, but everybody's thoughts and anxious will be over on the west side with Ben Davis High School. Big game. Big is a good word. A great game, great event. Semi-state, Final Four. It's our sixth straight semi-state game. It's hard to say. Really proud of what our program has done for the last 6 years in a row to come back to this point. Really proud of being undefeated state champion last year and having a huge bullseye on our back all year. Fall short the first game with some loss of kids. And our kids come back from that point on and win 11 straight football games to put us in this situation. We have definitely been, doers of our own work. We really have been rewarded for the work we've put in and for the effort the kids have put forth. And each week, I've really been excited to see our kids and watch how they've come out and just take control of football games. It's been a great sight to see. No matter what the outcome is tonight, this team has fought hard and probably harder than any team I've ever had.
Ben Davis is going to look a lot like offensively that Warren Central, what we faced in Warren Central last week. A little bit different is their quarterback's a little bit more elusive, and then that run pass option is going to be significant. We're going to have to stay put and do our best to contain him. He got loose a few times against us earlier this season, but he will be a challenge.
Yeah, I mean, their running game is a little different. Warren Central could line up with the big Tante boy and run it down your throat. I'm not saying that Ben Davis can't. They just don't show they do it a lot. But what they can do is run the run pass option look, and he can pull it and take off with it. And we don't have any answers for a kid with that kind of speed. We're going to try some games with him, and maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't. I don't know. Down the field, though, he can throw it. They got kids, as Warren Central did. They have great kids that can go after the football and make plays. Just got to keep everything in front of us and show a lot of patience and diligence, perseverance, and work hard and try to make them make mistakes. It's like anything. I'd rather be lucky than good, and tonight's going to be one of those things.
When you look at the tournament, the teams we faced outside of maybe our first game have all been putting up tremendous amounts of points offensively, but they're also giving up a lot of points defensively, and that's probably the biggest difference I see in our program is we are putting up points, but we're not allowing points, and that could be a big part of this game.
And I think Ben Davis sort of mirrors that, too. In the weeks past, they've put up great numbers, and they've defended really well. We've been able to put numbers up on the board this year and then take numbers off the board on defense. Our defense has been the difference. Totally didn't really expect us to be able to control the run as well as we have this year with losing the kids we did. We lost 6 good college football players off that defense, and it's just great to see our young kids come in and stand up. Our linebacking core of Arbuckle, Bennett, and Boland have just been phenomenal. players back there. They're not the biggest, fastest, but they make plays. Our kids up front, Parker Ferguson has really come on as the deflections and interceptions, and Seth Fernando stays tight in his 1 gap or 3 gap. And, our ends are getting better. Dan Root has struggled a little bit physically in the last month or so. I think tonight he might feel better than he has in about a month playing football. Cole Williams is coming on the other side. As a junior, he's coming up. He's really stepped up and playing some good football. But I think when you look at it, it's from the guys back that's really helped us. Bontrager and Lackey at safety here. When people talk about our team, they talk about our safeties, how hard they hit, and they intercept balls. They're not the tallest or the greatest athletes, but they both have excellent speed and they intercept balls, but they hit you and tackle you. Getting guys on the ground is huge. It'd be huge tonight to get kids on the ground for Ben Davis, not let them continue to, get hit at 5 yards and then stumble on to 20. You got to get them on the ground and make them play. The big answer tonight will be make them have 15-play scoring drives if they're going to score. Eliminate the big play. And for us, it's continue to run the ball 12, 13, 14, 15 times scoring drive to score. And if we can make a big play, that's great. But you can't just depend on teams like Warren Central and Ben Davis. You can't show up and think you're going to throw the ball over their head.
One thing that's been very noticeable, a lot of people have come up to me, so they've noticed it as well, is I don't know if it's the disrespect it feels like we have gotten as a program this year, if it's the fact that these kids have just won a tremendous amount of games, but the focus the past few weeks against Columbus North before they took the field, the focus last week in that huddle before they ran on the field for Warren Central, it's been something different than I've seen in past years, and it would appear that they're just as focused this week.
Yeah, I think I'm really proud of that, and that's been our key all week long, is to stay focused. Now, you think, well, how can you not be focused? Well, they're high school kids; they think about 1,000 other things as the day goes. But the great thing about playing this game is you get on a bus with only your team, you drive over there by yourself with only your team, you get out with only your team. So it becomes easier to focus when you're on the road than it is when you're here, and you start to see this place fill up and all the music and stuff. So, hoping that focus will be another key for us tonight, but it's just about who wants it the worst now. It's going who's going to break down, who's going to be the healthiest in the game and make the plays.
The IHSAA started the sectional play back in 1985, and in that time frame, in the big schools, there's only been 2 programs to ever have won 6 straight regionals in a row. Those 2 teams play each other tonight. Those programs play each other. Ben Davis and Center Grove. Coach, we wish you all the luck.
Well, that's a great stat. I'm glad I know that now. I just worry about the next game, and it's tonight. Our opponent will have no face tonight. We're going to go out and play good, hard Trojan football, focus on winning another one. Go Trojans.
Welcome back inside Giant Stadium as Center Grove prepares to square off against Ben Davis in the 6A Final Four. The winner advances to the state championship next Friday night at Lucas Oil Stadium. Kevin Conrad along with Ted Kitchell and Rick Embry, we welcome you to Center Grove Trojan football. A very wet night here at Giant Stadium. And Ted, I've heard Coach Moore talk about it. The Trojans are an all-weather team. They run that wing tee. They love to run the football. They don't mind the wet conditions.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt about it. The weather definitely advantaged Center Grove because they're a team that does run the football. You would think they would have more success. But again, guys that throw a lot of passes might say my receiver knows where he's going and the defender doesn't. So he's got an advantage there. But still, it's very, very tough conditions. Not only is it raining, but it's also blowing about 15, 20 mile an hour. So conditions are not good, not getting any better here anytime soon. Maybe by halftime they might improve. But, again, most important thing is you got to hold on to the football.
Captains tonight for the Trojans, Dan Root, Ethan Hart, Nick Arbuckle, and Jack Kellums meeting at midfield. We're about ready to kick off this Sim State game at Ben Davis High School, and that will conclude our Aldi pregame show. Aldi, simply smarter shopping. Great shot of the captains at midfield. You can see heavy rain here at Ben Davis High School.
Well, I think you look out there and you see the kicking teams, a receiving team and a kicking team, and I felt like Center Grove, that's where they might have won the football game last week. Warren Central played them very very square most of the game, other than a 10-yard punt and a 20-yard punt put Center Grove in great field position. They took advantage of it and scored some easy points. And you might see that again tonight. I mean, special teams will definitely come into play. Again, I would think that Center Grove has a huge advantage in the kicking game, kicking the football or punting the football. A much more disciplined team, a team that stats have shown up. I would guess that you're probably going to see a pooch kick here to start the game.
Luke Eckert will kick off for the Trojans to begin the Semi-State Championship of the South Bracket in Class 6A. Back deep is Rondell Allen. He's a junior, and this game is underway. The high sky kick. It'll be taken at around the 22-yard line. He's got a running lane, Ted. Eckert's got to make a play on the cutback, and he's going to be tackled at the 39-yard line. Great return for the Ben Davis Giants again. Just a wonderful lane to run through for the return man.
Yeah, it was. I mean, give him credit. He did a nice job. In most cases, a lot of times they just fair catch that ball. He not only caught the ball, but he found the lane. Up the left side he goes, and Center Grove lucky to get him down, but great field position to start for Ben Davis, a team that scored 51 points last week against a very good Cathedral team. A.J. Ginn with the tackle for the Trojans, a 37-yard return for Ben Davis to begin tonight's Semi-State Championship game. And the guy to watch is number 2, quarterback. Very, very good player, can throw it and can run it.
Reese Taylor, he's only a junior. Let's see how they handle the conditions with the pass game. This team loves to pass the short screen passes, and the Center Grove defense all over the receiver.
Yeah, but that's the type of thing you're going to see. I mean, they're going to throw a lot of those short little passes, try to get some yards after the catch. You can see Center Grove does a nice job with 5 or 6 guys out there in pursuit.
Thomas with the catch, 1 yard. Another pass completed. This time it'll go to the 32-yard line, short of a first down.
Zion Blow does a nice job of getting in position right there, makes it 3rd and doable at 4. But as I mentioned, this is a team, Reese Taylor comes in number 2. They're averaging about 230 yards in the air and about 215 on the ground. He is a guy also that can tuck it and run and is very dangerous when he does that.
Taylor rolls to his right, needs a few yards for the first down. It is a completed pass to that far sideline. The run after the catch gets Ben Davis the first down. They move the football inside the 25-yard line. A gain of 6 yards on the completed pass going to Noah Thomas.
Well, it's a team that's been a little bit up and down in Ben Davis. They barely beat an Avon team that you thought they would beat pretty easily, and yet they play against a Cathedral team last week and score 51 points. So they're a team that seems to have gathered some confidence against a very good Center Grove defense.
Taylor, the quarterback, design run to that far sideline, tackled by number 4, Bailey Bennett.
Bailey Bennett's been outstanding all year, and this Center Grove defense has been outstanding all year. They've only given up 12 points a game, and that's really a stat that's probably even better than what it shows, because there's been a number of times when the second, third string's been in there where they've given up 2 or 3 touchdowns. So you're really probably giving up only 9 or 10 points a game in reality.
Taylor picks up 4 yards, brings up 2nd down and 6 at the 24-yard line. Passes incomplete. Trying to throw it here to the near side to Zion Blow, wide receiver, and it's incomplete.
You can see Ben Davis really stretches you out over the entire field. He comes out, he looks right on this play, can't find anything, and he finds a receiver, his back out of the backfield left, but Zion not able to come up with it, and they're looking at 2nd down.
3rd and 6.
Yeah, it is 3rd down. They haven't changed the marker down here in front of them.
They have not. The scoreboard is correct. 3rd and 6. 10-14 to play. Quick pass to that far side. Immediately hit by the Trojans at the 21-yard line. Bailey Bennett once again another outstanding tackle.
Yeah, very good hit right here. Good quick pass by Ben Davis. They're probably looking at 3rd down and about 6. Not a great kicking team, so you're probably going to see him from this point on the field, probably going to go for it.
4th and 5 is the call for Coach Mike Kirshner and the Ben Davis Giants. 3 receivers here to the left.
Quarterback can run. Right. He's dangerous.
Taylor across the middle. Pass is complete. Breaks a tackle, and it's inside the 10 for a first down. First down, Ben Davis.
I got a chance to watch this team play last week against Cathedral, and I was very impressed with Reese Taylor. he's a different quarterback than we saw earlier in the year. I mean, he was a guy that would throw it, but right there, that was a confident pass. I mean, that was into 2 or 3 defenders. I mean, it was a tough throw. He made it on the money, got a first down for his team, and they set it 1st and goal.
Jermaine Hoskins with the catch. He's a junior wide receiver, 14 yards on the completed pass. 1st and goal at the 8. Running play, and he is tackled by Bailey Bennett. Taken down behind the line of scrimmage. Isaiah Miller lost a yard on the play.
Well, you don't even see Bennett. He's kind of tucked in behind the defensive line right here, and I don't think the back even saw him, but, boy, he exploded through that hole and takes down the Ben Davis running back.
Trojan fans will do our best to keep the camera lens dry. We apologize for the shaking of the camera. Trojan fans in the stands, when they stomp their feet, vibrating our camera. Not much we can do about it. 2nd down and goal at the 8-yard line. 8:40 to play, 1st quarter. Opening drive for Ben Davis. Winner goes to the state championship next Friday. Pass is complete. It's inside the 5. Completed pass to Bryce Wharton. He's number 8, a sophomore wide receiver, 5 yards on the pass.
Those are some tight windows right there, boys. That was a tight window he found right there and found his receiver. You would think it would be tough not at some point in time not having a turnover throwing those type of plays at you all night, but they're sitting at 3rd and goal.
Taylor in shotgun formation, man in motion. Taylor keeps it, lowers the helmet. Did not make it. He gets to the 1-yard line, so it's going to be 4th and goal at the 1. He picked up a couple.
Well, you know they're going to spread you out right here. I mean, they're not kicking out a field goal. You can bet on that.
4th and goal.
They are
at
spread
the 1.
from what they're spread from seam to seam right here. It's a quarterback draw again.
Going under center, squeezes through there.
I think he's in.
Touchdown, Ben Davis. 1-yard touchdown run for the quarterback, Reese Taylor. And for Taylor, that is now 23 rushing touchdowns on the season.
Well, you can see he gets in there and he almost gets underneath the lineman. Watch how low he gets right here. He gets right in there, and he's in there with no problem. So good drive by Ben Davis, but all set up by a kickoff return that made it a very, very short field and very doable for Ben Davis. What do we got here, folks?
Last week they went for 2 against Cathedral all night long, and they get 2 here, and it's 8-0 Ben Davis. Again, they went for 2 all last week against Cathedral.
Yeah, they got a little bit of a screwy setup right here, but here's the touchdown once again. Watch how low the offensive line. Nice job of creating a hole right there, and quarterback Reese Taylor able to get that. A nice job of picking up first downs when they needed it, a couple times on 4th down, a couple times on 3rd down, doing a nice job getting that ball into the end zone, getting an early lead for Ben Davis.
So the Giants take the opening drive of the ball game, 39 yards for a touchdown. Again, it was set up, Ted, by the great return on the kickoff.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, they only had about 35 yards to maneuver, and they were able to do that. We talk about number 2 being so important for Ben Davis. Well, obviously, if you're a Center Grove fan, you know how important number 3 is. Number 3, if you're Ben Davis, if you expect to beat this Center Grove team here tonight, you have got to stop number 3. Russ Yeast is the best football player in this state. I saw a thing today in the Indianapolis Star. I just don't think there's any doubt, with the competition he plays against week in and week out, that he isn't the best football player in this state.
Drake Skiles will kick off for Ben Davis. Tristan Clark from his own 18-yard line. He's up to the 30 and going to be just short of the 35, so he'll be at the 34. Great return for Tristan Clark and great field position for the Trojans as they'll come out for the first time tonight on offense. And Ted, on that drive for Ben Davis, in 11 plays, they ran the ball 4 times. They threw it 7 times, and they moved it 39 yards in 4 minutes, 17 seconds. Again, Taylor, 1-yard touchdown run, and the two-point conversion was good. So 8-0, Ben Davis, 7:25 to play, first quarter. Jack Kellum, senior quarterback. What a sensational senior year he is having. First run from scrimmage. Russ Yeast goes to the 40-yard line.
Got about 6 yards. Very good job. I mean, this Center Grove offense obviously led by that offensive line. All but maybe one or two guys are seniors on this team. So a team that came back from winning the state last year, very confident, and they in most cases control the offensive line and get stronger and stronger as the game goes along.
5 yards for Yeast, just shy of the 40-yard line. Just under 7 minutes to play first quarter. Center Grove trailing 8-0. Titus McCoy did not play against Ben Davis in week 4 due to injury. Great run for Titus McCoy into Ben Davis territory at the 46-yard line, 16 yards for McCoy.
Yeah, he's not near the stat machine that Russ Yeast is, but he is so important to this offense because the defense all of a sudden has to play between the tackles. When you don't have Titus, it is much more difficult. Center Grove continues to play on the edges. But when you have Titus McCoy, he's in there between the tackles and makes it tough on the defense.
New set of downs, the toss to Yeast. Flag thrown behind the play. They're going to call holding against the Trojans. Again, it's a hold behind the play. Had nothing to do with the play. Starting tonight for the Trojans on that O-line, we have Dylan Bramlett, Nick Davis, Bailey Smith, Ethan Hart, Clay Hadley. Tight end is Corey Heinrichs. The running backs, again, Titus McCoy, Russ Yeast, and Trevor Holt, and they'll rotate the split end.
Well, that's a huge play right there. I mean, it's about a 15-yard gain, and it's going to be about it'll be a 10-yard penalty from the spot, which is, 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage. So you're looking at almost a 30-yard penalty by the time what they take off. Can't make those type of plays. This Center Grove offense is not really made to pick up huge amounts. It's made to pick up 10 yards every 3-4 downs, and that's it.
So with the penalty, 1st and 13. First run of the night for Trevor Holt. He's across midfield, back into Ben Davis territory, back to the original line of scrimmage. 12 yards for Trevor Holt.
Yeah, really well blocked right here. They haven't given it to Trev yet tonight. You can see the guys out front do a nice job picking people up, do a nice job staying on those blocks, and they're able to pick up about 12 yards right there and get themselves back into a manageable second down.
Clock was wrong. It was actually 1st and 23, and now it's 2nd and 11. Russ Yeast running to the far sideline. Some good blocks on the edge. He tries to get low to power for some extra yards. He's going to be just short of the 40. It'll bring up 3rd and long for the Trojans. 4 yards for Yeast.
Yeah, you take a look at him. He's not quite able to get that edge. Ben Davis does a nice job of getting out there and chasing him down, and they're looking at 3rd down and 7.
3rd and 7 at the Ben Davis 43, 5:20 and counting. First quarter, Center Grove trails 8-0. This is Center Grove's first drive of the ball game. Kellums will hand it off to Titus McCoy inside the 40. Short of the first down, but it's manageable.
Yeah, very manageable. Looks like he's about 2 yards short. It's hard to tell from this angle to get it set. Yeah, about 2.5 yards short. Obviously, Eric probably in 4-down territory right here. You're on the other side of the 50, so you're in where you think that you can probably go for it. You can always try and pull the team off sides in this situation. Look for a hard count.
4th and 2. Kellums hands it off to Yeast, and he got a nice burst and then was hit right at the 35.
He got it. That's first.
Forward progress should give him the first down. Trojan fans say first down. Coach Moore says first down, and the referee says first down, Trojans.
Really good hit by Ben Davis in there, but a good solid run by Russ Yeast to pick up that first down. I mean, he's not just a guy who runs out in the open. I mean, he's a guy that can pick up tough yards when needed.
3 yards for Yeast and a huge first down. Football just shy of the 35-yard line. 4:21 and counting, first quarter. Center Grove down 8-0. Handoff, Trevor Holt, and they were ready for him. Number 9 takes him down. That is Big O, Ted. Can't pronounce that name, but you know what? That defensive end, he's a good one.
Well, he did a nice job. He fights off the block and puts him on the ground, and then he puts Trev on the ground. So he did a nice job. There's really no place to run right there in Center Grove. Again, looking at 2nd down and long.
Big O, remember him from week 4, 6'6", 225 pounds. Also on that defensive line, Kyron Miles at 261 pounds. IU commit LaShawn Minor at 282 pounds. and Willie Irvin at 200, the other defensive end. Yeast trying to get outside, tough sledding to get out to the edge tonight so far for the Trojans. He does dive to the 35-yard line. This is going to bring up 3rd and 10.
Yeah, it looks like number 43 gets in there with some really good penetration. You can see him right there. He gets his hand on Russ. Russ not able to get away, and you're looking at 3rd down and almost 10 yards.
Keelan Laws, outside linebacker. He's number 43 with the tackle. The linebackers are Will Pate, Daquan Tunstall, Ben Goins, and Keelan Laws. Corners, Elijah Ball and Jonte Dobson. And the safety is Rondell Allen. 3rd and 9. Titus bounces left. He comes right. 25-20 to the 10. 5 lowers, and he's going to be inside the 5 at the 2-yard line. 32 yards for Titus McCoy.
Wow, what a gutty call by Coach Moore. I mean, and it's not wide open. Titus does a nice job of moving his feet, setting up the blocks, and giving himself a great chance. Almost looks like he slides on that defender and gets into the end zone, but they're going to call him down at about the 2-yard line.
1st and goal at the 1. Give him 33 yards. 1st and goal. Way to go, Titus McCoy. They'll go back to Titus McCoy, and he's in there. Touchdown, Trojans. At the 2:45 mark, Titus McCoy scores.
Well, and he does an outstanding job. I mean, not only does he pick up a huge 1st down, but here he just follows his blocking. He knows he's got a really solid offensive line in front of him right there, able to get the ball in the end zone. I would guess that Coach Moore is going to continue to kick the extra point like they have done all year. You don't start chasing that score yet early in the game, I wouldn't think, but we'll wait and see.
Luke Eckert to attempt the PAT kick. Eckert on the season, 46 out of 55 on PATs. Jackson Moore, the holder. Brian Gaffney, long snapper. Good snap. The hold, the kick. It looks good, and it is good, and it's 8-7. Trojans down 1 with 2:45 to play in the 1st quarter, and we'll see Titus McCoy's touchdown.
You can see not a big burst right there, but he has confidence in his offensive line that they're going to get him where he needs to go. They do, and they have for the last couple of years. It's been a very strong offensive line, and as we talked before, I think they're the reason that this offense does what it does, because they control that offensive line game after game. But most importantly, really big right there by the offense to come out after the defense has been scored upon and to put points on the board. Very, very important for the psyche.
Titus McCoy with that touchdown now, 10 rushing touchdowns on the season. Our opening quarter tonight being presented by Century 21 Sheets. Tiffany McClurg, realtor of Century 21 Sheets, a proud supporter of Center Grove Trojan football. Tiffany McClurg is your source for Metro Indy real estate. Contact Tiffany McClurg at 317-607-3880.
Well, let's see what they do on this kickoff. Last time they kind of got burnt. They pooch kicked it, guy picked it up and ran it for about 40 yards down the sideline. Same type of kick. Same guy going to field it here again.
Just inside the 20, and the Trojans a better job with the protection. Big hit by McCullough Gardner. And also number 41, Tommy Robinson, is one with a bone-crushing hit. On number 7, I do believe that is Trent Gibson. For the Trojans, Ted, 10 plays. They ran the ball all 10 times. 66 yards, 4 minutes, 40 seconds. Again, McCoy had that big run to get it down to the 1, a 33-yard run, and then he scores from 1 yard out.
They have yet to complete a pass against this Ben Davis team this year.
In week 4, Center Grove was 0 of 3 on passing, but ran for 300-plus yards against Ben Davis and scored 3 touchdowns with the run game. On 1st and 10 from their own 31, pass is complete. Center Grove misses on the first tackle, and a big gain for number 12, Jermaine Hoskins. He's a wide receiver. He's a junior. Picks up 16 yards.
They're a confident group. You know, they run that ball in the middle. I mean, there's some pretty tight windows in there, and so far, Reese Taylor doing a nice job of delivering.
At the Ben Davis 47-yard line. From the gun, quick slant pass is complete.
Tell you what, that's a heck of a pass right there. I mean, he's not the biggest guy in the world either. He doesn't get a great snap. He has to find the seams. Watch this. High snap. He has to throw it high, and he had it still right on target and another first down.
Another first down. They're into Center Grove territory at the 41-yard line. Taylor taking a lot of time, the quarterback. High snap, he handles it. Now he's going to take off with it, trying to go up the middle, and he is taken down by Bailey Bennett. Leading tackler for the Trojans all season long.
Yeah, he's really does a nice job. I would think he would be the guy they would kind of have spy Reese Taylor. I feel like you need a guy in the middle of the field who can kind of stay with him and not let him get away. We saw him in the first game, get away for about 40 yards and score their only touchdown. So he's a very dangerous guy, throwing the football and running.
Only 1 yard. Second down and 9 at the 40. 1:15 and counting. First quarter, quick pass, hit at the 34-yard line, short of the first down, but a quick hitter to number 8. They got 2 number 8s. I do believe that is Noah Thomas, the senior wide receiver, and he gets 6 yards.
Well, you have to be careful. I mean, at some point in time, they're going to fake one of these and somebody's going to go long, so you can't just dive in there like Center Grove's trying to play it as well as possible.
Taylor's going to keep it on 3rd and 3, and he gets the first down. He fakes the handoff. He gets inside the 30 to the 28-yard line, picks up the first down.
Yeah, he's very dangerous running the football, probably more so than passing, although he looks outstanding passing the football tonight. I think the thing, if you're Center Grove, you have to ask yourself, can he continue to throw the football at this level? I would have to think not.
Ball at the 29, 1st and 10. We're down to our final 30 seconds of the first quarter. Taylor throws it low, incomplete pass. Threw it straight down, incomplete pass.
Yeah, I mean, again, the snap was a little bit high. Didn't really get his hands on the seams right there, and he's trying to throw it so quickly that he never even gets a hold of that football and throws it away.
O-line for Ben Davis, Skylar Fletcher, Caleb Holcomb, David Morris, Ronnie Williams, and D-Chan Sissel. Second down and 10 at the Trojan 29. 25 seconds to play first quarter. Pass here to the near side led his man too much. He was looking for Zion Blow, and he led him too much. So to bring up 3rd and 10.
Yeah, they're obviously in 4-down territory. On a night like this, they're probably not looking to kick field goals, and I don't think they're an outstanding field goal kicking team anyway. So they're looking to pick up some yardage here on 3rd down, make it a doable 4th down.
The receivers, Jermaine Hoskins, Zion Blow, Noah Thomas, and Ajay Cooper here for Ben Davis, and Yeast in at cornerback. And a pass picked off. Picked off by the Trojans.
Yep, sure did.
Picked off on that far sideline by the Trojans. We're trying to pick up a number. It looked like it was 35. Tyler Watson with the pick.
Reese Taylor just a second late right there. Watson in position, makes the pick, does a nice job, and that's the question I was asking a couple minutes ago. Can he continue to throw at this level? I mean, he'd been throwing into tight windows, he'd been completing passes, and all of a sudden, if you just stay patient, comes your way. Center Grove picks him off, goes the other way.
For Watson, he picks it off, returns it 11 yards. What a play by Watson. 11 interceptions thrown by Taylor this season. And for Watson, that's his first INT of the season. Last play of the first quarter, Titus McCoy going to be bottled up at the 34-yard line. After one complete here at Ben Davis, a very rainy, wet Ben Davis, the Giants are in front 8-7 over the Center Grove Trojans. This is Center Grove Trojan football. Tonight's Center Grove football game is being presented by Pointer Sheet Metal and by Anytime Fitness Center Grove. After one quarter, the Center Grove Trojans trail Ben Davis 8-7. The only difference, Ben Davis went for two on their conversion, and they did execute. So the Giants lead it 8-7, but what a play, Ted Kitchell, by Watson to pick it off and to give Center Grove a great opportunity here.
Well, he did a nice job of, the things that they've seen in film all week. He stayed in position, and he broke on the ball once he had the opportunity. He made an outstanding play. Reese Taylor threw it about 1 second too late. If he throws it a second earlier, he probably has a completion, but that's exactly what Eric and the men have been working on all week in practice.
Kellums to throw the football. He's got Yeast, throws it out there, and he dropped it. He had it in the hands, and then he dropped it. He had to wait for the football. It held up there for some time. If he leads him, it's 6 points, and he had to wait for it, and he drops the football. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
Well, obviously he's trying to catch
8.
it, and he's trying to keep his feet, and he's thinking about getting into the end zone, and the most important thing there is you got to catch the football because you're wide open. You're going to gain about 40 yards and really give your team a huge boost. And so rather than thinking about getting in the end zone, first and foremost, you got to catch that football. It was a little bit underthrown, but still very catchable.
3rd and 8, the call for Coach Moore and the Trojans. Holt sprints to that right side, squares the shoulder pads. He gets it to the 40-yard line. He is short of the first down.
I would be surprised if he doesn't punt this.
He'll be punting into a pretty stiff wind. This will be P.J. Buck and the punting unit. Buck has had a fantastic season. He's only a sophomore. 40 punts, averaging 36.4 per punt.
If you have a fake punt, this would be a perfect time to probably use it right here.
Flag against the Trojans. Too many men on the field for Center Grove. So a 5-yard penalty, so it'll bring up 4th and 7. Again, Buck will have to punt into a pretty stiff wind. It looks like it's actually it's kind of shifted that flag. It's now actually behind his back. Maybe it's swirling
this way.
So it's actually may help him out here on this punt. Back deep is Rondell Allen for Ben Davis at around his own 22. Low snap. Great job by Buck. He was able to dodge not one but two of the Ben Davis defenders, and he will be marked down inside the 5. They'll mark it down at the 4-yard line. Well done once again. P.J. Buck, 62 yards on the punt.
Well, watch this play right here. I mean, this is the play of the game. I mean, Ben Davis, they don't show it. I mean, you've got to show it by the time he kicked it or he gets ready to kick it. There's a Ben Davis defender in there right on top of him. He fake kicks it, steps around him, and then kicks one 62 yards. Outstanding.
62 yards on the punt.
Here you go. Take a look at it. It's a low snap. He goes down, gets it. I mean, it's going to be blocked, steps around, kicks it, gets a great kick. And Ben Davis with their backs against the wall right here.
Petty downs it at the 4. 62 yards on the punt at the 4-yard line. 10:57 to play. 2nd quarter from his own end zone. He looking to pass across the middle. Dropped it. He was wide open. Noah Thomas, he's a senior wide receiver, drops the football. And, Ted, when it's a wet football, it makes it a lot more challenging to catch.
Yeah, you got to concentrate on what you're doing. But, I mean, that right there, I mean, he ran a nice little out route. And Reese Taylor put it right on the money, and he's not able to come up with it.
Quarter number 2 being presented by Pointer Sheet Metal. 2nd down and 10 from the Ben Davis 4-yard line. 10:51 on the clock. 2nd quarter, high snap.
Bringing pressure.
He handles it, throws it out to that far sideline, just threw it away basically. Incomplete pass. Again, that started badly with the high snap.
Yeah, Center Grove could get some outstanding field position right here if they can make a stop right here on 3rd down and long. You can see he gets heavy pressure. Center Grove brings some pressure right there. Reese Taylor has to get rid of the football, and he puts there's still backs against the wall, 3rd down and 10.
Taylor in shotgun formation at the goal line. He's going to run the football. He needs 10 yards for the first down, and they knock him out of bounds at the 10-yard line. 6 yards for Taylor. He's 4 yards shy of the first down, so 4th and 4.
That's fine. I mean, that's if you're Center Grove. I mean, you can give up 5, 6, 7, but you don't want to give up 10, and they didn't. So it's going to be 4th down and about 3.5, 4 yards right here. Ben Davis, not a great punting team, first of all, and they're punting into the wind a little bit. Center Grove ought to get outstanding field position.
Looking at the flag, it's shifted again. Looks like he's punting with the wind. This is Goins to punt out of his own end zone. Ben Goins averaging 34.5 per punt.
Got to field this, Savior. So shot clock, they just get it off. He almost went down to a knee.
He shanked it. It hits at the 25. It rolls out of bounds at around the 36-yard line.
That's about as good as he was going to get no matter what.
27 yards on the punt.
And
27
20
yards.
of it was roll. I mean, he did not kick that ball very well. He almost went down to one knee, landed on the 24, so he got about 12 yards of
on roll.
Yeah.
Last week, Warren Central, very, very poor with special teams in the second half. Kickoffs, not good. Punts, not good.
And they really came back to bite them.
Sure did. Center Grove took advantage. Short fields.
Sure.
Couple of touchdowns.
Those are the types of things that don't always come out on the stat sheet, but those are the type of things that Eric Moore sees in film, and he takes advantage of those opportunities, and he scores points.
Well, Ted, just look at the last 2 possessions. Buck punts at 62 yards, Goins 27 yards. Do the quick math on that.
Yeah.
And that's why Center Grove's right now at the 37-yard line.
Exactly.
10:28 here in the second quarter. 8-7 Trojans down 1. Here comes Yeast. What a spin move. He's got the first down. He's inside the 25-yard line. Wow, what a move.
Yeah, it was a move. I mean, we're used to seeing him run outside, but here they run him inside the tackle. He does a nice job cutting upfield. Nice job by Trev here. Good block there. Good spin move. Picks up an additional 8 or 10 yards after the hit.
Jonte Dobson finally got him down to the turf. He picks up 14 yards. Ball placed at the 22-yard line.
I think we're looking for a dry football here.
Actually,
gentlemen.
They'll place it at the 23. We'll get a dry football, and they'll blow the whistle, and we're ready for play. 10:22 to play, second quarter. Center Grove down 8-7, but knocking on the door with 1st and 10 at the 23. Titus McCoy slips his first tackler, goes to the right, gets a couple.
It's really interesting to watch run the football. He just never seems to get in a hurry. I mean, so many guys, watch him when he gets the football here. He's just kind of dancing around. He's not just, full speed ahead. I mean, he's dancing. He's looking for a hole. I guess he knows those linemen well. He knows what they're going to do. But very interesting runner.
2nd down and 8. Yeast breaks a tackle. He's to the 5, looking for the end zone. Touchdown, Trojans. Yeast. He makes it into the end zone.
He ran the last 8 yards backwards. Take a look at it. Here we go. Little trap play down the left side. You can see they turn him around at the 8. He just keeps those feet moving into the end zone, and Center Grove leads this football game.
13-8 Trojans. 22 yards for Russ Yeast on the score. Eckert to attempt the PAT with 9:38 to play, second quarter. Russ Yeast, 16 rushing touchdowns on the season. And the kick is good by Eckert down the middle. Let's watch it again.
See an outstanding run. He gets outside, then they spin him around. He just keeps backpedaling into the end zone. But he's the best high school football player in this state. He plays in the best league. He's proven himself night in and night out. There's just nothing more to say. I mean, he's a great high school football player, and I'm sure he'll be a great college football player at Louisville.
Ted, we talked about it before tonight's game that he's one of the leading candidates for Mr. Football, and some people want to put a knock on him saying, well, he's only been in Indiana for one season.
And I say, what does that have anything to do with it? I mean, he was just as good last year wherever the heck he played, whether it was in Florida or Alabama or California or Ohio, wherever it was. I mean, he was great then. He's great now. and he'll be a great college player, whether he's a defensive back, whether he's a running back, whether they move him into a corner, whatever it might be. He's just a talented guy, and as I said before, and I'll say it again, he's the best high school football player in this state.
Because he does it night in, night out against the best teams in the state of Indiana. From the 16-yard line, this time it's going to be 12. Jermaine Hoskins with the return to that far side of the field. He gets it to the 35, to the 40, and finally taken down at the 47-yard line. Great return for Hoskins. They will officially mark him at the 46-yard line.
Yeah, it was a very nice run, and he got a couple good blocks over there in front of his bench.
30 yards on the return.
And again, outstanding field position for this Ben Davis football team.
Let's see how Ben Davis responds. Again, they threw the interception. Watson with the INT, and the Trojans turn it into a score. For Reese Taylor, again, he has now thrown 10 INTs on the season to go with 24 touchdown passes. A rare run up the middle, 21, was hit hard. That's Isaiah Miller, 21. On my roster, they show him up as a outside linebacker, but running the football is number 21.
Yeah, he got about 2 yards, but Center Grove really chewed that one up very quickly. You can see this is a team, if they're going to get many yards tonight, they're probably going to get a majority of their yards throwing the football.
3 yards on the carry to the 50-yard line. Quick pass completed at the 45, and a tackle made on that far side of the field. It looked like that was 37 with the tackle for the Trojans.
Yeah,
that is Logan Bontrager.
He was left pretty wide open out there. I don't know why. They clear out the space. You can see one of the guys goes deep, and Bailey didn't get over there to his right. And that's the thing that Ben Davis is hoping that you'll do, that you'll lose coverage, what Center Grove did there, and make an easy reception for them.
7 with the reception, and now Blow gets it to the 41-yard line. Got 1 yard. Who was that? Oh, the previous play, Zion Blow made the catch. Here, this is 21, Isaiah Miller with a 1 yard carry. Give him 2. They'll still give him 2 yards. Second down and 8. 8:20 to play, second quarter. It continues to rain here at Ben Davis High School. Trojans in front, 14-8, nearly picked off. Cole Williams batted it down. He nearly was able to pull it in. It'll bring up 3rd and 8.
Well, I mean, as I said, Reese Taylor, not a big, tall guy. I mean, what are they listing at, 5'10", about 165? So you get, you're 6'3", 6'4", you get your hands up, it's going to make it difficult. I mean, if any of you watched the Louisville-Houston game last night, how important is it to get your hands up? I mean, that number 10 for Houston just dominated the football game by putting his hands up and knocking balls down all night.
Russ Yeast in on number 10. Taylor looking across the middle, being chased by Dan Root. Lets it go, and did he make the catch? No, they're going to say incomplete. Incomplete. He was out of bounds, and it'll bring up 4th and 8. And Dan Root may have been held. Let's watch.
Well, you can see it a lot clearer on your screen than we can see it through the rainy window. It's very, very difficult, but even if he had made that catch, it looked like he was out of bounds.
Owens will drop back to punt.
Yeah, Ben Davis going to have to punt. You can see the first time they punted, it was
not very good.
Not very good. This one much better.
Yeast calls for a fair catch. He'll let it go. It'll bounce inside the 15 and takes a Center Grove bounce. Looks like they're going to put it at the 17-yard line. Only 24 yards on the punt. His last punt went for 27. This one goes for 24. So again, the Trojans won the special teams battle last week against Warren Central, and so far they're winning it tonight, at least on the punting side of things in this one.
I mean, 9 out of 10 times they're going to win it. The only team that I ever see that I feel like is just as good as they are,
Carmel.
and that is Carmel. Exactly right. Carmel always has good kickers. They've got good punters. They do a nice job of covering their kicks, and that's the only team that can stand up to Eric and his team in that situation.
7:50 and counting. Second quarter. Yeast with another fantastic spin move. He's to midfield. They're not going to catch him. 83-yard touchdown for Russ.
No flags.
Yeast, no flags. Touchdown.
Any
Trojans.
questions? Any questions about what we said earlier? I mean, they thought they had him on the ground, and you can see him. He just keeps the legs moving up the left side, and obviously you are not going to catch him when he gets out in front of you.
I think you just saw Mr. Football go 83 yards for a touchdown.
If you didn't, there's something wrong.
Mr. Football right there. Center goes first.
I tell you what, there's a lot of people from the south side that have made it over here to the west side in a very nasty rainy night, and they just really, really enjoyed that 83-yard run.
He had a big one against Ben Davis in week 4, and this one was even bigger. We'll get the rain off the lens here in a little bit, so stay patient, Trojan fans. We got to at least keep with the live action as Eckert gets ready for the extra point kick in very difficult conditions. Great job by Gaffney on the long snap. Jackson Moore with the hold, and Eckert puts it through, and here we got the replay again.
Yeah, it looked like he was going down. I mean, like they had him on the ground, and he just kept his feet moving. Up the left side he goes, and touchdown.
Well done. Again, we got to get the camera. Go ahead, guys. Go ahead. Just wipe it. We don't care. Wipe it. We got to get that lens ready to go. And again, it's just brutal conditions here for the fans, the players, and even for our camera operator. But you know what? The Trojans are in front. What, 21-8?
21-8, and I just think that shows you their mental approach to the game. They don't really care what type of the conditions are. They don't care if they're playing in perfect condition, if they don't care if it's snowing or raining or whatever it might be, and that's the mentality of their coach. I mean, get ready to play. Whatever comes our way, we have to face it, be ready to take it on, and they obviously are, and they've done a great job here tonight, and that's why they lead 21-8.
Again, we'll do our best to keep wiping the camera lens.
I thought it was supposed to rain and kind of move out of here pretty quick, but not moving.
Kickoff by Eckert. Touchback. He's in the end zone. He catches it at the 1. His momentum took him into the end zone. I thought it should be a touchback, but it's going to work out even better for the Trojans.
He should have been a touchback.
To about the 17. Usually when the ball crosses the goal line, it should be a touchback.
Yeah, I think so,
but,
too.
But the Trojans benefit by getting additional
yeah, no
3
question
yards.
about it. I just think that the official, and he was standing right there looking at him. I mean, does the ball have to cross the line?
It's the ball. I always thought it was the ball. But his momentum took him into the end zone. I thought once the ball crossed over, it should be a touchback. But we'll play with it. The ball is at the 17 instead of the 20. First and 10 at the 17 for Ben Davis, and they trail 21-8. Pass is complete to Zion Blow. A flag down here on the near side.
They're going to get him for blocking too early, or
should be some kind of a legal man downfield.
No, not a legal man downfield, but either blocking too early.
No, top of the cap. What's this? That's a legal man, ineligible man downfield. I think it's an ineligible man downfield.
How can that be? I mean, he threw that as soon as he got it.
Maybe they didn't line up correctly on this side. Maybe this guy wasn't covered up
maybe
on the
it was
near side.
A legal or type of
formation.
Maybe.
And then the receiver technically was not a receiver, an eligible receiver, the way they lined up.
We'll go with that.
Sounds good.
That sounds much better.
Thank you. First and 15 from the Ben Davis inside their own 15 at the 12. Another flag down. Another flag before the snap of the football. Again, fans, bear with us. We're trying to keep the lens on the camera.
Yeah, 5 more yards on them, so now they're looking at first down and 20.
Free of rain, and again, the camera vibrates. That's because your Trojan fans in front of us are stomping their feet here on the bleachers.
This is a big opportunity right here. You know, stay in your lanes, do what you're supposed to do, but you're going to have an opportunity to either pick something off right here. You're going to have an opportunity to get a sack.
Taylor looking. He's running out of time.
Move.
He's going to get outside. He loves to run. Bolin trying to get him, and he runs out of bounds. He doesn't like to get hit. He's not very big. He just likes space, and he gets 8 yards. We're inside 7 minutes. Center Grove in front,
He makes a
21-8.
good move. I mean, watch here. He's coming at you right here. Boom. He's out of the way right there. You can see he can get away from people. He's hard to catch out there in the middle of that field.
Ted Carmel in front, 2-0 over Penn. That game being played at Carmel. It did not kick off until 8:30. So Carmel 2, Penn 0 on a safety early in that one. 2nd and 12 for the Giants. Pass, and it's knocked down. Great defense by the Trojans.
Well, it is great defense because he timed it up.
Boswell.
He timed it just exactly right. I mean, if he comes in there just a little bit too early, that back official has got his eyes all over him. Taylor waits and waits for him, but he hits him just as that ball hits his chest and able to knock it away.
3rd and 12. Brett Boswell, junior defensive back, knocked it down. Ball at the 15-yard line. 6:48 to play, second quarter. Center Grove in front, 21-8.
I mean, you can give up 3, 4, 5, 6 yards here, but just don't give up 12.
Taylor looking to his sideline. Under pressure, he's going to run the football. He
Not
needs
gonna get
8.
it.
He is short of the first down.
Well short.
He's at the 21-yard line.
Center Grove going to get great field position once again as Ben Davis comes, and they'll be kicking into the wind.
7 yards for Taylor, and Goins has struggled so far with the punting. 27 yards and 24 yards. Let's see what he can come up with here. At the moment, Ted, looking at the flag, not much of a wind. Now it picks up all of a sudden. It appears he's got the wind to his back.
Yeah, it looks like it's blowing a little bit west to east almost.
He's inside his own 10. Yeast will line up at the Ben Davis 46. Very low.
Oh, you got to field that.
Will let it bounce, and it goes all the way back to the 34-yard line.
Well, I mean, obviously Eric has told them he doesn't want him handling the football in that situation because we've not made any attempt to even try and catch that football tonight. So I'm sure that comes from the head coach. And, I mean, he knows better than we do in this situation as far as on a night like this where it's nasty and rainy. He doesn't want any turnovers. He has a lot of confidence in an offense that continues to move the football and put points on the board.
5:56 to play, second quarter. Center Grove in front, 21-8 from their own 34-yard line. 1st and 10. Russ Yeast, he's got another blocker, and this time they rip him out of bounds. Still got a nice gain on the play, and there was a shove after the play out of bounds, and it will go against number 11, Jonte Dobson. He was blocked out of bounds, and then he could not resist, and he throws a right shiver to one of the Center Grove blockers, and now they're going to talk about it.
Yeah, we couldn't see it. It wasn't there.
It happened out of bounds well after the play.
Yeah, here we go. It's coming right at you right here. Russ coming at you. He picks up 10 yards.
And he hit him in the face mask. It looked like it maybe had been a punch. And if so, that could be an ejection. You saw 11 went high on one of the Center Grove players.
Yeah, 69. He definitely hit him a little late, but 69 he was blocking him when he was still out of bounds too. So
that is Dylan
little
Bramlett.
Frustration there.
Dylan Bramlett with a nice
but you
blocking.
You can't lose your head. I mean, you can't lose your head
penalty.
in that situation. Right in front of the bench, right in front of the referees, and you pop the guy in the shoulder. You know that they're going to give you a 15-yard penalty.
So with the 15-yard penalty, it'll be a first down Trojans at the 42-yard line, now in Ben Davis territory.
I feel like this Ben Davis team is the type of team that, when things don't go their way, they can kind of implode.
So Ted, 9-yard run, 15-yard penalty, 24 yards on that play. Titus McCoy sidesteps a tackler and a holding call against the Trojans. That's going to be number 66, Nick Davis, on the hold.
Well, they're going to get 10 yards here, so it's probably going to be first down and about 20.
The original Center Grove Community Magazine is a proud supporter of Center Grove Trojan football. The original Center Grove Community Magazine telling the stories of the people, places, and happenings of our community. The original Center Grove Community Magazine, proud to support the hometown Trojans. 5:42 on the clock. We're in the second quarter. Center Grove 21, Ben Davis 8. Ben Davis scored on its opening drive, and since then, 21 unanswered points by the Trojans. Yeast gets low at the end of that run. He gets it to the 45-yard line, 7 yards.
Well, he got a big 7 yards. I mean, nobody even touched him until he was 6-7 yards down the field. So the offensive line continuing to do a very good job for Center Grove. Clock going to move under 5 minutes here until half, and Center Grove would like to control this football, put 6 more points on the board, and go into halftime at 28-8.
Second down and 13 for the Trojans at the Giant 45. Trevor Holt squares up the shoulder pads. He gets it to the 40. 5 yards for Holt.
I like the way Trev, turns that up. He just feels like that, maybe he doesn't have the speed to outrun him to the outside, but also that's where the hole is, and he does a nice job of getting up in there. He picked up about 6 yards. It's third down and about 8.
Here comes the rain, picking up once again. I think Ted is going to rain even harder throughout the second half, looking at the radar. Just got to keep that lightning away. 3rd and 8. They fake the handoff. Kellum's under pressure, running for his first down. He's got the first down, out of bounds, inside the 25.
Great block by number 3.
Yeast down the field with the block to allow him to get the first down.
Kellums does a nice job of tucking the football. He doesn't see his initial receiver, but what a great block by Russ Yeast. You want to know if he's a great football player who not only can run the football but also block and do other things out there. He made a great
timeout called by the Ben Davis Giants. They need to regroup because the Trojan Express is running right at him, all over them. And it's going to be 1st and 10 at the 23. Kellums just picked up 18 yards on that run.
Well, it's able to keep the drive alive. Another first down. They continue to move the football, as we said, keep taking time off the clock, getting closer to the halftime, and you put 28 points on the board against this team in this type of weather, against this Center Grove defense. I would almost bet you that 28 is probably enough to win.
Again, Trojan fans, hang with us. That rain causing problems not only for the players and fans, but also our camera. We're hanging in there. Center Grove knocking on the door, and Ted, the Center Grove Trojans will get the ball to begin the second half. So if they can somehow punch it in the end zone one more time, they'll get it back to begin the second half. 1st and 10 at the Ben Davis 23-yard line. 4:14 to play in the opening half. Titus McCoy bounces it outside. Pretty good yards on first down. He's inside the 20 to the 18-yard line, 5 yards.
Yeah, I was going to say, he picked up about 5. I mean, that's a play that's meant to go inside, but you can see right away he bounced it outright, and he's able to find some yardage right here. You see he bounces it outright, just picks his way along there and picks up 5 yards.
3:48 and counting. 2nd down and 5 at the Ben Davis 18-yard line. Russ Yeast, he's going to cut it up. He's going to look for the end zone. He's to the 5. Touchdown, Yeast! Trojans score again.
Wow, did he cut back there? I mean, that play is coming left, and he ends up in the right part of the end zone. He cut that ball all the way back against the grain. There you go. Take a look at him.
Boom.
Right in the middle. Boom. He just jumps out of there. He's headed back to the right part of that end zone. What a great play. Dominating play by Center Grove's offensive line. Yeast has 3 touchdowns now. We talk about, he being the best football player in this state, and he continues to show it night after night.
18 rushing touchdowns on the season for Russ Yeast. Again, he's playing against the best competition in the state. A Mr. Football performance by Yeast tonight. Eckert with the PAT kick. Right down the middle.
Boom.
What is it, Ted? 28-8, all Center Grove.
Yes, sir. It sure is. And this defense, that's just going to give them more and more confidence. And
Ted, it's
Ben Davis is
wet. It's getting colder, and they're down 20.
Yeah, and they've got to keep their poise right here because it is easy to, like I said, implode right here, from within. I mean, you start throwing interceptions, you start fumbling the football. You have really got to stay focused right here with, 3:36 left in the first half.
So for Russ Yeast, 10 carries, 167 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Wow.
And we're still in the second quarter. Almost Max Norris-like. Norris was on pace for 400. 400 2 years ago. 28-8, Center Grove. The number 9 team in the nation, taking it to the Ben Davis Giants. Eckert will kick a line drive.
That's a good one.
And rolls. Just rolled out of bounds at the 1-yard line. Half-yard line. Just missed the pylon. So it'll be at the 35-yard line. Unless, Ted, they take your cue and your idea. Do a re-kick. Do a re-kick.
In this situation, Ben Davis is glad to get anything they can get right now.
Jack's Pizza, the official pizza of Center Grove Trojan football. Jack's Pizza of Center Grove, located State Road 135 and Fairview Road. Give them a call right now, 317-885-1344. Or you can order online at jackspizzagreenwood.com. Jack's Pizza, a proud supporter of Center Grove Trojan football. Very popular tonight here in the press box. Thank you, Jack's Pizza, for providing our pregame meal. And
Root.
Welcome, Dan Root.
Hello, Mr. Root.
Root pops him in the hole, stands him up, pushes him back. 21, meet Dan Root. 21, Isaiah Miller. I just don't get it, Ted. I get it 2 deep from Ben Davis, and he's not even on the 2 deep. I don't understand that one bit. They got like 3 or 4 running backs on their 2 deeps, and number 21 nowhere on that 2 deep. I don't understand why we can't get an official 2 deep. I mean, this guy on the roster says he's a linebacker. Quick pass by Taylor, completed at the 45-yard line. It'll be a first down. They'll stop the clock momentarily to move the chains. 2:45 and counting. 9 yards on the completed pass to Blow.
I continue to be very impressed with Reese Taylor's arm. I mean, he's done an outstanding job of delivering some great passes here tonight.
Shotgun formation. They go to 21, and he's nearly dropped in the backfield. They now bottle him up here on the near side. Bontrager and also Cole Williams in on the stop.
Well, I mean, what do you expect? The guy's a defensive back. I mean, you know.
The roster says he's a linebacker.
He's a linebacker. Well, I mean, you can't expect that guy to run the football. Come on.
Isaiah Miller, outside linebacker, according to the roster, number 21. He's running the football tonight. Taylor to throw the football, and they got a quick tackle on number 4.
Yeah,
Cooper, 4 yards.
4 yards right there. Still third down and about 4. Clock at 1:54 and counting.
Again, the winner tonight advances to Lucas Oil Stadium next Friday at 7:05 to play in the state championship game against either Carmel or Penn. 3rd and 4. Taylor's going to take off.
Nothing.
He is hit by Bailey Bennett, and he takes him all the way to the sideline.
Nothing
well
there.
Short of the first down.
Yeah, he lost yards right there. He sure didn't gain any.
Bailey Bennett, all-state performer this year.
Yeah, he comes up and just meets him right there. He barely gets it over the 50-yard line, but they're looking at 4th down. And I'll tell you what, there's enough time Center Grove could score again if they're able to stop this play right here. You've got to punt the football.
I believe they're going to punt the football. Yes, they are.
Yeah, I mean, I doubt that they'll put an all-out block. I mean, sure, they get the football back again. But, boy, if you did put an all-out block, they've been very sketchy on their punting tonight.
Goins gets a low snap. Root got in on him and knocked the punter down, but he said he got a piece of it, so no interference call on the punt. Goins looking at the referee, wanting a penalty, but no call. Again, they said Root got a piece of the football. So the football placed at the, 26-yard line with 43 seconds to play.
I mean, I don't think you're going to see anything crazy. Right? There's 43 seconds to go. I would think they'll probably just, run it. But, with a guy like Russ Yeast back there, I mean, he can break one for 60, 70 yards at any time.
Hang with us, Trojan fans. We're continuing our work on the cameras. Again, the rain
like
creating some
formation.
havoc. And it appears the Trojans will take a knee because, Ted, they will get the ball to begin the second half.
Yeah.
So the Trojans elect to take a knee, let the clock run out, and take a 28-8 lead into the halftime locker room.
Very impressive first half by both offense, defense, and a very well mentally and physically prepared team to play this football game here tonight.
Yeast 167 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns, leading the way for the Trojans here in the opening half. Stay tuned. Coming up next, our Ray Skillman Automotive Group halftime show. 28-8, Center Grove by 20 going into the locker room. This is Center Grove Trojan football.
Pointer, the company you know as All Things Metal, is now offering residential HVAC service for Johnson, Shelby, and Morgan counties. Mention you heard this ad and receive 10% off any service work. Give us a call at 317-893-1200. That's 317-893-1200. We are Pointer proud and honored to support the Center Grove community.
Where's the best place to get answers about your water? Aqua Systems, the home water experts. Since 1959, Aqua Systems has been manufacturing and installing top-quality water softeners, drinking water systems, and whole house filtration systems for even the toughest water issues. Stop by anytime to get your water tested free and learn more about how we can help you have better water. If you need bottled water or salt delivered to your home or office, we do that too. CG football fans, mention this ad and get a special discount. And most importantly, go Trojans.
We offer online stores for group, teams, and companies. Easy 24/7 ordering, rebate money for you. You pick the products, we build the site for free. Call Spotlight Strategies to set your store up today.
Go Trojans!
Ray Skillman's got your truck, man. Big and little trucks, man. Integrated locations, man. Skillman's got your truck, man. He's got SUVs, crossovers, long bed, short bed, flatbed, dump cab, crew cab, cinder cab, half ton, 3/4 ton, 1 ton, high cube van, cargo van, diesel engine, gas in stock. For custom in the color you want, man. Ray Skillman's got your truck, man. Big and little trucks, man. Integrated locations, man. Skillman's got your truck, man. Ray Skillman's got your truck, man.
When it comes to quality, we don't cut corners. When it comes to excellence, our work ethic is unparalleled. When it comes to honesty, we live and breathe by it. When it comes to custom homes and remodeling, we've been serving Central Indiana for 28 years. And when it comes to relationships, well, that's what we do. Because when it comes to your community and your unique custom home, it's all about you. Welcome to Duke Homes.
Welcome to the Ray Skillman Automotive Group halftime show. Ray Skillman, where we stack them deep and sell them cheap. Here at intermission, 28-8. The Center Grove Trojans in front of Ben Davis by 20 points. Rick Embry now joins me here at halftime. And Rick, the Giants scored on the opening drive of the game at the 7:33 mark. But since then, the Trojans have scored 28 unanswered points, and a majority of those coming in the second quarter.
Yeah, just a dominating performance, indicative of the pretty similar to that second half last week against Warren Central, all keyed by that defense that's just been dominant again. And even that first drive when Ben Davis scored, Kevin, they did it on a short field. They got the ball on the 39-yard line. It took them 11 plays to score from the 39-yard line. So even that the first possession when Center Grove gives up the touchdown, it wasn't like Ben Davis did it on 1 or 2 plays. So they scored on that, but just an unbelievable performance after that by Center Grove. They've only been stopped once. A great punt by P.J. Buck that got him flipped the field, really. Center Grove had scored 8-7. Ben Davis had to punt back to Center Grove. Center Grove did not, or actually Center Grove had the pick. Then they got stopped on downs. P.J. with another punt, just like he did last week, where he sort of faked because the guy's getting ready to block it, then had a great punt 62 yards inside the 5-yard line. Center Grove holds there, a poor punt by Ben Davis, and then Center Grove just starts rolling. 3 unanswered touchdowns there, 21 straight points in that second quarter, and they've just been dominant on both sides, led by, as Ted said all week,
are all first half the Mr. Football favorite after a half like that.
Yeah, after this performance and what he did last week, again, he's doing this against top-notch talent and teams. And Center Grove's never had a Mr. Football. And Yeast, again, if Center Grove wins tonight, they go to the state championship. Obviously, the Trojan fans are hoping for another state title. How can you not give it to Russ Yeast?
Well, just the special plays. I mean, the plays that he's running on aren't, completely wide open plays or anything like that. The 83-yarder that he had was unbelievable. He makes that spin move that he's done all year. Looks like he gets tackled, but he stays on his feet. He has a remarkable ability to stay on his feet whenever he makes those spin moves, and he made that. And once he got in the open field on about the 40, he was gone, 60 yards, and he's gone. And dominant right there. The first possession, it was a great run on 3rd and 8 by Titus McCoy, 34 yards down to the 1-yard line, and then he took it in. It's just so difficult to prepare for the Center Grove offense with that 3-headed monster. And then, just when you think it's just those 3 guys, then Kellums runs for 18 yards on 3rd and long. So great performance by that offense, but equally as great by that defense. And I was looking at the stats today, Kevin, and the previous 2 weeks that we've played, the sectional championship against Columbus North, they were number 1 in the state in points per game before they played us. We gave up, what did we give up to them, Kevin? 14 points. Columbus North, 14 points in the sectional final. Warren Central comes in last week. They moved past Columbus North after that first week, after the sectional. They were number 1 in scoring. We give up 7 points to them. Tonight, as I go out and look, Ben Davis now has passed both of those teams, number 1 in the state in 6A scoring at over 45 points a game. And you look up at halftime, and they've got 8 points on a 39-yard drive. So that defense has been fantastic. It's sort of that, I'll go ahead and give them the 3 or 4 yard short pass, and then we'll come up and punish them. And once those guys up front get their hands up and do some of that stuff, and obviously in this conditions that they're at, it's not conducive to great amount of passing, and they've been dominant for the last quarter and a half.
Again, Center Grove 28-8 over Ben Davis. We're at intermission. This is the Ray Skillman Automotive Group halftime show. Again, Ben Davis, opening drive of the game. Nice drive. Moved the ball well. Taylor, the quarterback, punches it in from 1 yard out. 8-0. They go for 2. They convert. 7:33 left to play in that opening quarter. But what was nice, Rick, Center Grove on the very next drive responding with a score. McCoy was able to run 33 yards to the 1, and then he was able to finish it off with a 1-yard touchdown run to make it 8-7, Ben Davis at the 2:45 mark. But I like the way the Trojans responded.
Well, and they did it all on the ground as well, Kevin. And we've talked about we're still over 6 quarters against Ben Davis. We've outscored them now 48 to 15, and we have yet to complete a pass in 6 quarters, all on the ground. So they immediately turned around and just said, we're going to march the ball on you running the ball. 10 plays, running the ball. Like you said, big 3rd down conversion on 3rd and 8 by Titus. He goes 33 yards down to the 1, and then he punches it in on the next play. But you're right, Kevin, because, if you get stopped right there, then all the momentum's on Ben Davis' side. They've already scored once. And if they're able to get the ball back right away, a completely different ball game. But Center Grove responds, and then their defense is just taking over from there.
In the second quarter, how about P.J. Buck on the punt? Again, he was going to have one blocked, pulls it down, was able to shuffle, get around the defender, and punts it 62 yards all the way down to the 4-yard line. We saw him do it last week against Warren Central. That was splendid. This was even better.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and that's 2 straight weeks that he's done that. And what that tells you is that kid's an incredibly smart football player. Not a great punter. He's an obviously great punter, but he's an incredibly smart football player because he has the presence of mind to see that defender's coming and know, if I go ahead and punt this, it's going to get blocked and it's going to go the other way, or best case, I'm going to recover it and they got a short field. But he's able to pick up on that, see that, get around the guy, and then still have enough leg to get it off and get 62 yards. But a great punt by P.J., another great momentum-shifting play, which is 2 weeks in a row by P.J. Buck.
So P.J. gets the 62-yard punt. Then Goins from Ben Davis punts at 27 yards. Do some simple math there. Center Grove obviously gets a very short field, and Yeast scores his first touchdown of the night, from 22 yards out to make it 14-8 Trojans at the 9:38 mark. Next drive, defense again for Center Grove holds. Their punter, not very good. Again, I know the conditions aren't great, but 24 yards. And then Yeast breaks the big one, 83 yards with 7:40 to play, made it 21-8 Center Grove. And again, the forced Ben Davis another punt. And then the Trojans responded with Yeast on an 18-yard touchdown run with 3:36 to play to put the score here at halftime at 28-8. And the Trojans will receive to begin the second half. And Rick, speaking of that, to start the second half, the Trojans might want to be prepared for something like maybe an onside kick or something a little out of the norm from Ben Davis to begin the second half.
Yeah, that's a great point, Kevin, because right now their defense is not stopping Center Grove at all. They've stopped them once the entire first half, and you're right. They need to do something to shake up the momentum or something, because if Center Grove gets the ball here and they're able to march it down and score another touchdown, you can almost punch your ticket up to Lucas Oil Stadium next week, because they're already down on that sidelines. They don't have a very big crowd over there. It didn't come out with the monsoon-like conditions, and if Center Grove's able to get some points up on the board and have a decent long drive here, then they could conceivably put this game away pretty quickly in the third quarter.
Winner here plays next Friday night at Lucas Oil Stadium in the state championship game, and the other game at Carmel. It's in the second quarter early. This game kicked off at 8:30, 8-7 Carmel by 1, and the Hounds just blocked a punt, and they had the football at Penn's 37-yard line. So again, that game kicked off at 8:30, so a little bit behind this one, but Carmel in front 8-7 in that one, that game being played at Carmel. And of course, for the Center Grove Trojans, they beat Penn last year. They beat Carmel in 2008, and they lost to Penn back in 2000. So the Trojans know Penn and Carmel pretty well.
Well, in the last, this is the third straight year that Penn and Carmel's played in that semi-state, and they've split the last 2 years. So very evenly matched teams, and like you said, Carmel has really had a turnaround after that 4-4 start that they had this year. They've been very good the last 4 weeks, and a very competitive game with Penn. And you know, no one's talking about them, but Penn's undefeated. So, but a long way to go here, Kevin. A long way when you got an explosive offense like Ben Davis has. They're not going to go away quietly. And like Ted had talked about at the beginning of that game, Taylor's throws were just, spot on. And you look at the conditions that he's throwing in and everything else, and you're wondering how in the world is he getting through the ball through there. And then they had a couple little hiccups in the second quarter. But, he's a very, very good football player. He's probably the favorite for Mr. Football next year because he's only a junior this year. So they'll come out of the halftime ready to go and try to do something a little bit different and move the ball. So a long way to go here in the second half.
So again, our halftime score, 28-8. Center Grove with 28 unanswered points after giving up that first score on the first drive. And I think they did that in week 4. They gave up an early score to Ben Davis in week 4 and then shut out the Giants in the second, third, and fourth quarters. So the Trojans were able to shut out Ben Davis here in quarter number 2. Let's see what they can come up with here in quarters 3 and 4. Again, the Trojans trying to get back to that state championship game for a 4th time in school history, and also trying to do back-to-back state titles as well. But again, a lot of football yet to be played here at Ben Davis High School as it continues to rain. It has not really stopped at any point during the game. Rick, we got here early, and there was lightning when we got here. Not a lot of lightning, but some lightning in and around the stadium where they had to delay the game until 8 o'clock with the kickoff. But it did come down hard, and the field actually puddled up quite a bit between the 40 and 50-yard line. And hopefully with the drainage system on this turf field, it took care of some of that water. But could you imagine this football field if it was grass?
Yeah, we were talking, Bo and I were talking about on the way over here that, if it was at the Castle Field everybody talks about from, 8 or 10 years ago down there when we played down there in the Mud Bowl. But, it's obvious the Center Grove's offense is dictated towards whatever weather that they're playing in. Snow, rain, sleet. It doesn't matter whenever you're able to run the ball like that. And a team that likes to throw the ball often like Ben Davis struggles in weather like this.
We see the Center Grove Trojans back out on the field, stretching, warming up, getting ready for the second half. Rick Embry, thank you for joining me. We'll have Rick back on the postgame show. Ted Kitchell now back with us. We're a few minutes away before the start of the second half. The Trojans, again, will receive to begin the second half. And before we talk about the second half, Ted Kittrell, let's real quick, I want to do a shout-out. Ted, you remember Spencer Weeks played for the Trojans a few years back.
I do.
Graduated in 2012. Great young man, strong, fast, tall running back for the Trojans. I think he played a couple of solid years on the varsity team. His father, Dr. Tim Weeks, is battling cancer. It's in stage 4, and we know Dr. Tim Weeks is a proud member of the Center Grove community. His son played for the Trojans. He's a huge Center Grove Trojan fan, and we just want to give him a shout out and say, Dr. Weeks, our prayers are with you. All the best in your recovery and your battle with cancer. And again, I just want to say we appreciate it so much in announcing Spencer Weeks when he was running the football for the Trojans. Hard to believe, Ted, he graduated. That was back in 2012, so that would have, I think he would have been running for the Trojans in 2010 and 2011, and doesn't seem that long ago. But Dr. Weeks, all the best to you, and get well, and we'll see you soon here back at the Center Grove football game, and hopefully maybe next Friday night at Lucas Oil Stadium.
Yeah, definitely thinking about you, Dr. Weeks, and our prayers are definitely with you.
Ted, Trojans will have the football to begin the second half. They're in front 28-8. Obviously, if you're Coach Moore and the Trojans, you want to get this football, great field position, and try to punch in another score. Man, if you go up 5-8, boy, that's just going to be hard to overcome for Ben Davis. But you know what? They're a high-octane offense. Taylor is impressive, and the Trojan defense just has to stick with the game plan.
Yeah, if Center Grove plays their type of football, this game is pretty much over because Center Grove's the better football team. They've got a better offensive and defensive line. They control the line of scrimmage. They can pretty much run the football at will, picking up 5, 6, 7 yards a carry. So, I mean, Ben Davis is going to have to do some things that they're not used to doing. They're going to have to start blitzing. They're going to have to start taking some chances. And when you take chances against a well-oiled machine like Center Grove's offense is, you usually end up paying the price at some point or another.
Ted, also, I would think Center Grove needs to protect or guard against maybe an onside kick to begin the second half. You just got to be ready for everything.
No question about it. I mean, Ben Davis is going to come out here. They're going to try to change the momentum any way they can. You know, they're feeling like, you know, we started the game, we got an 8-0 lead, and since that point we've been outscored 28-0 on our home field. So they're going to do something. They're going to try to do something that's why I was saying they're going to change some things up, whether it be kicking onside, whether it be blitzing, whatever they're going to do. But that's going to provide you opportunities. So if you continue to do, stay patient, do the things that you do well, you're in a great position. You put yourself in a great position, and things will end up paying off for you, probably more so than for them.
Carmel just scored a touchdown. They were up 8-7. 14-7 the score. Not sure what they've done on the PAT yet, but Carmel leading Penn. That game is in the second quarter. Again, that game did not kick off until 8:30, being played at Carmel High School. So
imagine that. I mean, 2 MIC teams in the state final. That'd almost be unmanageable, wouldn't it?
Like a conference
just like
tournament championship.
Oh, it only happens about every year. So that's – is the conference any good?
I've seen anywhere from maybe the second best in the nation to maybe the 8th best. So I would say definitely a top 10 conference.
I mean, I don't know. You go to Florida, I'm sure there's some awfully good football teams in Texas, Florida, California, some of those teams. But I'll tell you what, this conference from top to bottom is very, very good, and you've got to play very well each and every night. The one team, probably North Central, struggles probably as much as anybody. But, Lawrence North, we saw them, a team that struggled a couple years ago. I mean, they're very good. They are on their way up, continuing to improve. But, I mean, the ones you can count on Center Grove, Ben Davis, Warren Central, and Carmel every year being just as good as it gets when it comes to football in the state of Indiana.
That will conclude our Ray Skillman Automotive Group halftime show. Ray Skillman, where we stack them deep and sell them cheap. Both teams out on the field, warming up, getting ready for the third quarter. Center Grove will receive. Ted, the rain, still rainy, but not as hard. And the moment, not much wind to speak of. So maybe the conditions will be a little nicer here for at least the fans
Yeah, I mean, it was supposed to be a little nasty as that front came through, but then as it ended up, going through, it was supposed to just be colder. I mean, obviously tomorrow morning we're supposed to wake up. My friend in Denver said that yesterday it was 60 degrees out there, and this morning he woke up and it was 17. So, and it's supposed to be a 60 again on Sunday. So you never know what you're going to get a place like that, but we usually get about 2 days later we get that type of weather. So I'm guessing tomorrow morning it's going to be a little chilly.
At the moment, Ted, 54 degrees.
That's very manageable, very playable. And this, I think the interesting thing about Eric Moore and his football team is they don't really care what the conditions are. They're made to play in any type of conditions, and they're made to play very, very well.
Looking at the radar, it appears it will be light rain throughout the second half. Our second half being presented by Jack's Pizza. Back deep will be Russ Yeast and Tristan Clark. Center Grove in front, 28-8. Again, be prepared for an onside kick. Looks like Ted up front. I'm seeing a lot of hands, guys, up front for the Trojans. So the Trojans appear to me that they're prepared for that possibility of an onside kick.
Well, you know that they're prepared. They've worked in it. This is not the first time they've mentioned it. They've worked on it in practice. Eric Moore is always very prepared, no matter what the situation, no matter what the play it is, no matter what point of the game it is. His team is ready to go and ready to pick up this ball wherever it might be put.
So Carmel leads Penn 15-7, 6:15 left to play in the first half at Carmel. Drake Skiles will kick off. He'll do that sky kick.
Pooch.
And they're going to drop right in front of Tristan Clark at around the 20. Good return going for Tristan. He gets it to the 35-36 yard line. Nice return for Clark. 17 yards for Clark. So again, 15-7 Carmel in front of Penn, with about 6 minutes left to play first half.
Probably the most improved team since we've played them early in the year, because we were not very impressed with the Carmel team that and usually is a very, very good football team, and we were not very impressed early in the year, but they seem to be playing their best football here
Yeast
towards the
in
end.
Motion, handoff, Tyus McCoy. He is so good between tackles, running that ball up the gut. He gets it to the 41-yard line, 4 yards.
Well, and as Rick mentioned, it's like the three-headed monster. I mean, you got Trev, who can go inside, outside. You got Russ, who, can go inside, but obviously, very dangerous to the outside. And then you got, Titus, who runs between the tackles. I mean, you can give it to anyone at any time, and they can bust it. I mean, the biggest play of the game might have been Titus picking up that first down on 3rd and 10, when it was like a tie football game.
Holt spin move all the way to the 45-yard line. Just across the 45. He runs so hard.
Looks like he's going to go down.
Spin move got him an additional 2, maybe 3 yards.
Exactly. It looks like he's going to go down with a 1-yard gain, and he ends up with about a 4-yard gain and puts him in a very manageable 3rd and 2.
In Class 4A, undefeated Roncalli trails East Central 21-14. Here it's 28-8 Trojans. 3rd and 2. Yeast sprints out to that far side, turns it up, takes a hit, takes another hit.
It stopped him.
Got a yard, so he's going to be now faced with 4th and 1. Center Grove maybe 4th and 1. Let's see where they spot it.
They're going to 4th and 2.
Wow, I thought he got a yard to the 46.
No, he didn't. I mean, I'm sitting right here on the line, and he did. That's a good spot. He did not. They stood him up. Center Grove going to punt.
P.J. Buck will punt for the Trojans. Only the second punt for P.J. tonight. First one went for 62 yards. Again, no wind to speak of. Continues to rain.
Good snap, good punt. That's all we need.
They nearly blocked his last punt.
Low.
He fumbled the snap, but great job. Still another beautiful punt. Drives him inside the 10. He drops a football, nearly was tackled. He gets away from it, and now they tackle him at the 15. Well done. Well done by the special teams.
a great kick.
48 yards on the punt. 48 yards.
That's a great kick under those circumstances. On a night like tonight, you get a low snap, and you still take him down on the 15. Outstanding.
Another update on Roncalli. That game 21-21, 10 and a half minutes left to play in that ball game. Roncalli tied with East Central, that one being played at East Central in Class 4A. Here it's 9 minutes, 40 seconds to play in the third. 28-8 Center Grove at the 15-yard line. Ben Davis rolling to his right, throwing on the run, completed pass to 12, and they wrap him up right at the 25, 26-yard line. Completed pass to Jermaine Hoskins.
Yeah, it looks like a gain of about 7. I would continue 9. I would continue to look up tempo here. I would think Ben Davis is probably not going to huddle much. They're going to probably stay up tempo and try to get something moving here.
Second down and 1, 9-10 in counting. In the third quarter, running right up the middle for the first down. 14 with his first run of the night. Ben Davis player down hurt. With the run is Johnny Adams. He's a junior. I'll check my depth chart, see if Johnny made the depth chart tonight.
Is he a defensive tackle that they got running?
He's an actual running back.
Oh, he is.
He is on my 2 deep, the starter for tonight, and that's his first run. And a player down, is that number 12, guys? Jermaine Hoskins, maybe?
He's up now.
That appears to be number 12. One of their wide receivers,
yes.
Jermaine Hoskins, he made the catch on the previous play. He's a junior wide receiver. He limps to the sideline. 1st and 10, Giants. 9:08 to play, third quarter. Football at the 38-yard line. Trying to run it up the middle again. This time the Trojans a better job. They take him down at the 41-yard line.
Still a nice little gain, a gain of about four yards right there, and that's the only running attack we've seen is the last 2 plays by Ben Davis. And you've got to let a team know that you can run the football a little bit, or they're just going to continue to sell out.
Second down and 7. The quarterback keeps it, and he gets down at the 48-yard line, very close to another first down for Ben Davis. Now they're going to spot it back about a half yard. He's going to be just a yard or short.
Yeah, originally I thought he was going to step it off like he had it. Yeah, I was going to say at first it looked like he definitely had it, and then when he took the one step I didn't know for sure, but obviously a different angle than we're looking at.
Center Grove fans doing their best to cheer on the Center Grove defense. Center Grove in force here tonight, by far. More fans than Ben Davis. They're here handling the weather. Taylor rolling, scrambling, picked off by the Trojans. Picked off. No, I don't believe so. Cole Williams, number 20, picks him off, second interception of the night.
He tipped it, and he's able to bring it into his own arms there. A nice job of staying in position. Again, it gets frustrating sometimes. You continue to stay in those positions, but really what you're doing is you're playing the odds. Can they continue to make those plays time after time? And that's the second time tonight where they've thrown it just a little bit off target, and Center Grove able to pick it off.
Yeast lowers the shoulder, and they push him forward inside the 40.
He runs faster backwards than I run forwards. You know,
I'm not sure if that's saying much, Ted.
Oh, come on, guys. Come on. I used to be an athlete, you know. Come on.
Keyword is used.
Oh, boy, I'm so hurt.
But you are right. He does run fast backwards. Very impressive.
Ass backwards or fast backwards? well, okay.
11 interceptions now thrown by Taylor on the season. 2 of them here tonight. Threw 1 against Center Grove in week 4. And Titus McCoy to the 35-yard line. He's close to a first down. Yes, they say first down. He picks up 3 yards. Needed 2, got 3.
There are times when you think he's not going to pick up anything, and he ends up picking 4 or 5 yards. It's just incredible the way he runs and picks his spots, dances around in that hole.
I just got word. Yeast, also a great baseball player. That's why he can run backwards so well. He's a great outfielder. Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Holt squares up the pads and once again hits the hole hard. Nice tackle made, though, by Ben Davis.
He's about a half a second from being gone right there.
Ben Goins, outside linebacker, got him. Picks up 3, though, Ted. I've heard this by other coaches. They talk about the Trojan running backs. With that forward lean, it's just hard to drop a Center Grove running back for a loss. They hit him sometimes 1 or 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. They pick up 3.
The Center Grove running backs punish you when you tackle them. I mean, they're going to make it hard on you. They're not going to make it easy.
The toss. Yeast trying to find some space, and they're coming after him. He lowers the shoulder pad, and looked like it was a helmet to helmet.
Yeah, no question about that.
Yeast appears to be okay. He's adjusting the helmet, but he's to his feet and walking back to the huddle. But they got that forward lean. They always either make you miss that initial tackle, or they'll spin out of the move. They'll put their hand down on the turf to keep their balance to get that 1, or usually it's 2 to 3 yards. And we'll watch it again.
Take a look. You can see there's not much out there. He got about the best he could. He got a couple yards and makes it 3rd down and 8.
Yeast.
Yeah.
They're keen on him now. And the ball comes out. He's down. They say he was down at the 41-yard line, well short of the first down.
But I give Ben Davis some credit right there. I mean, you can't just continue to sit back in that same defense and play the same defense. Finally, you see somebody that is going to blitz. They're going to put pressure on you. That's exactly what they did. They shot the gaps right there and able to get in there and knock Russ down.
They're keen on him, that is for sure.
Why wouldn't you? I mean, he's 3/4 of the offense every night for Center Grove. You've got to stop number 3 if you have any chance of beating Center Grove.
P.J. Buck, last punt went for 48 yards. His first punt went for 62. This time he's going to angle it to the sideline. Coffin corner. Oh, great effort. Looked like Petty tried to catch it and throw it behind him, but just couldn't quite get it in time, and it'll be at the 20 for the Ben Davis Giants. 40 yards for Buck on the punt.
Tell you what, it's not a very nice night out, and he's doing an outstanding job punting the football. I mean, he is just done an excellent job.
Handling the snaps, handling the rush. We're inside 5 minutes to play 3rd quarter. This 3rd quarter, Ted, going by very quickly. Center Grove in front by 20 points, and they bottle up the running back here on the near side. Nothing there for him.
Yeah, it's the quarterback never gave it off right there. That's Taylor.
That's Taylor, number 2.
Yeah, and he's not very big.
0 yards.
If he doesn't get you out in open space, if he gets you between the tackles, you're probably going to win that battle.
You can hear the wind rustling over the top of our microphone as it continues to rain here at Ben Davis. Temperatures dropping. We're now into the 50s. Hard to believe, Ted, we had 70-plus degree weather today.
Yes, very nice. We've had an outstanding fall. I'm not going to complain.
They're going to give Taylor 1 yard, 2nd down and 9. 4:30 to play in the 3rd quarter. 28-8 Center Grove. Winner goes to the Class 6A State Championship Friday night at Lucas Oil Stadium. Taylor, shotgun formation. Throwing and completing. Nope, he dropped it. He heard footsteps. He drops the football.
It didn't matter if he catches it or not. I mean, he's not going anywhere.
Cooper dropped it.
Center Grove plays that perfectly. I mean, the corner just makes the play, and he's gonna take him down even if he does catch the football.
Cooper drops it. Brett Boswell on the coverage. 3rd and 9 the call. Taylor looking across the middle. He lets it go. He's got a man.
Open.
And he drops the football. Yeast was beat over the top. He's looking for his safety. He thought he had safety help over the top. He did not. And 10, Keyshawn Tunstall, he's a junior, could not corral it.
Yeah, Russ got beat right there. He's peeking in the backfield, and the guy runs right by him. And well-thrown football, they pick up 6 points right there. But it wasn't. It is a tough night to make a throw like that. And now Ben Davis looks at 4th down. They'll be punting.
Goins inside his own 10-yard line to punt it. He has struggled a little bit tonight with the punt.
Better kick.
Takes a Ben Davis roll, and Yeast will back away from it. He just doesn't get much hang time, so it's hard for Yeast to get under it. and it's going to be down at the 32-yard line. Center Grove will have its second offensive drive of the second half. That one goes for 47 yards. Well done by Goins.
Well, I mean, a lot of times we talk about saving your team yardage on things like that, but when you're ahead 28-8, winds blowing at 15, 20 mile an hour, and it's rain, probably best to move out of the way and let your offense get out there and try to put points on the board rather than making some stupid mistake and giving the other team a lot of momentum.
Halftime, Carmel leading Penn 15-10. 15-10 Carmel over Penn at halftime. Russ Yeast, tough sledding here for him here in the second half. They're spying him. 36 trips him up. That is William Pate. At what point do you maybe do the double handoff, the crisscross?
Or just fake in there and then throw one, have one of your
I like it when they
wide
go to,
receivers
I
go
like
long.
I like it when they go with Holt down the field from that
down the
wing-back
seam,
position.
yeah.
Yep. Loss of a couple of yards. Second down and 12. 3:27 to play, third quarter. And they do fake the handoff. They're looking to pass, and underneath is Holt. And he makes the catch, turns it up, takes a big hit, takes another big hit, and he's to the 43-yard line. Shy of the first down, but, boy, he took some hits. And
Well,
he
he
didn't
took
go
some
down.
good hits, but good job by Kellums here, and good job by everybody running their routes. I mean, Russ knows he's probably not going to get that football, but you still have to run your route. So take your defender out of position, so then Trev can come in there behind him, pick up that football, and pick up some very important yardage, give you a chance on third down and 2.
9 yards for Holt. Third and a long 2, and they go to Yeast, and they get him once again in the backfield. No gain. He's at the 42-yard line. And is Yeast okay? He's to his feet. He appears to be okay.
I salute Ben Davis for doing things like this. This is the only way they're trying to win the football game. I mean, you can't just sit back and continue to run the same defense. You can see here they blitz for the second time on third down. So the next time out, Kellums is going to have to know that, and either, you call off that play and run into something else. But, give Ben Davis credit. Both times they did a nice job of blitzing and taking Russ down.
Third punt of the night here in the second half for P.J. Buck. A line drive. It rolls. He'll back away from it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Still going to be okay. Hey, he got it inside the 20.
I think he
to
slipped.
the 19.
I think he slipped as he kicked it a little bit, and he didn't get his foot
39 yards. Helps his average. He's punted at 40, 39, 48, and 62.
Boom.
Great night for P.J. Buck. That one, not pretty, but effective. 1:54 to play in the third, and Ted, I think the rain may have stopped. Or it's barely sprinkling, but at the moment it appears the rain may have stopped, but the wind
Tell you what,
picked up.
I salute the people from the south side for coming out tonight, because there's a lot of people here, and it is not nice, and they are here rooting on their Center Grove Trojans.
Not too many Ben Davis fans across the way. 1:54 on the clock. Trying to run with number 14, and he gets it to the 21, 22-yard line. Arbuckle with the tackle, running the football. That is Johnny Adams.
Not going to get many yards dancing around against this defense. This defense, linebackers are very quick to the ball carrier. The defensive line does an outstanding job of taking down the blocks and giving their linebackers a chance to make the plays.
Adams gets 3, second down and 7. Taylor, nobody open, and Ferguson drops him at the 19-yard line. Wow, Ferguson, 6'5", put a hit on Taylor.
Well, Ferguson stays in his lane over there, and he doesn't get away. So many times, you suck into the middle right there, and now Reese Taylor's able to run to the outside and pick up 10, 15 yards. But he stayed in his lane. He did exactly what he's supposed to do, and Reese Taylor ran right into him.
Third down and 9 for the Giants from their own 22-yard line. We're inside a minute, third quarter. Neither team scoring as of yet here in the third quarter.
I mean, other than the first couple drives when Ben Davis had the football and Reese Taylor was very accurate throwing the football, they have not had much success moving the football against this Center Grove defense here tonight.
50 seconds and counting, third quarter. Taylor looking to the left, nobody there. He's under pressure. He's going to take off. He's so dangerous in the open field. They chop him down. He's hit at the 30. He flies to the 31-yard line. He gets the first down.
He's quick.
He's going to be marked at the 31-yard line.
See, they almost had him back there. He does a nice job, takes advantage of his the little block that he got right there. But
Sam Bolin was able to chop him down, but he gets the first down. It's at the 31-yard line. 30 seconds to play third quarter. Rolls to his right, throwing, and it's too high, an incomplete pass. Great coverage by the Trojans. Brett Boswell on the coverage.
A little bit get the alligator arms going right there, too. I mean, this ball was thrown a little high, but it looked like he didn't reach. He didn't really reach up and want to get that. He knew if he did, he was going to get popped pretty good from behind.
28 seconds to play third quarter. Very fast third quarter.
Kind we like.
Taylor from the gun. Man in motion. He's the one that's going to take the football. That's Isaiah Miller, and Center Grove doing a great job with the pursuit. Sam Bolin gets there first. Takes him down at the 35.
He's really good out there on that corner. He does a nice job of coming up. Watch him come up. They're trying to block him. He fights it off, makes the tackle right there. Outstanding play. 28.
5 seconds
Excellent.
and counting. This
2, 1.
That's your quarter.
Yep, that's it.
After 3 complete here at Ben Davis High School, the Center Grove Trojans still in front by 20, 28-8 over Ben Davis in the semi-state championship. This is Center Grove Trojan football.
Where's the best place to get answers about your water? Aqua Systems, the home water experts. Since 1959, Aqua Systems has been manufacturing and installing top-quality water softeners, drinking water systems, and whole house filtration systems for even the toughest water issues. Stop by anytime to get your water tested free and learn more about how we can help you have better water. If you need bottled water or salt delivered to your home or office, we do that too. CG football fans, mention this ad and get a special discount. And most importantly, go Trojans.
Tonight's Center Grove football game is being presented by Marine Center, the boating superstore. By Ray Skillman Automotive Group. Ray Skillman, where we stack them deep and sell them cheap. By Duke Homes, many promise, we deliver. Allstate, the Bontrager Agency of Greenwood. To begin the fourth quarter, Center Grove 28, Ben Davis 8. The Giants with the football at their own 35-yard line, faced with 3rd and 6. Big play here for the Center Grove defense. Trojan fans on their feet, making a lot of noise. They go to 21, and they drop him at the 29. Lucas Hunter with the big tackle in the backfield for the Trojans. All the way back to the 29-yard line, 4th and 12. Loss of 6.
That's mind-boggling that they would give that football to him. I mean,
he's an outside linebacker, Ted.
He's an outside linebacker. He's had very little success when he has run the football. You would have thought they either pass the football or they have Taylor run the football. Hello.
Goins to punt.
Oh, he surely blocked that one.
Got a piece of it. And it barely gets across midfield,
out
of bounds at the 45, and I think Root got a piece of it.
I think he did too.
Out of bounds at the Trojan 45. It goes 26 yards on the punt. I'm telling you, the Trojans last week, decisive advantage in special teams against Warren Central, and again tonight.
No doubt. I mean, other than the kickoff to start the football game, that's the only thing that Ben Davis ran that one back about 35 yards. Other than that, Center Grove has dominated field position because of special teams.
And you're talking about Warren and Ben Davis, schools with 4,000 to 5,000 enrollment, and they just, I don't know, I guess they don't work on it that much. Titus McCoy getting outside, turns up the field, down the sideline, and goes out of bounds inside the Ben Davis 45, and Titus McCoy firing up the Center Grove fans. Titus McCoy, they lost containment. He gets outside. I love the way he finishes off the run.
He's a football player.
And Ted made the comment last week, he's been riddled with injuries all season long, did not play against Ben Davis in week 4. He's healthy and he's fresh.
You know, if you're Indiana State, you know, you sign that guy because is he going to be a great running back in college? Probably not. But you know what? He's a great football player, and you can count on wherever you decide to put him, whether it be offense, defense, he's going to give you 100%. He's going to be a great team player, and he's just been a wonderful player for Center Grove.
Flag on the play. It's probably holding against the Trojans. And then following the play, one of the Center Grove players, I believe that was Heinrichs, was again hit by one of the Ben Davis players. The official did not see it, so if you don't see it, you can't call it. And the flag appears to be against the Trojans holding.
Yeah, I didn't see it. It's right there at the bottom of your screen.
Yeah, number 9.
Yeah.
Didn't like Heinrichs' excessive blocking. Holding penalty against the Trojans. Loss of 10 yards.
I think Center Grove is taught to stay with that block, knowing that it irritates a little bit. You know, it's very irritating at times. So
actually, loss of 13.
Play
It's now
through
first,
the whistle, exactly.
First and long. Titus McCoy getting outside, all the way back to the 40-yard line. Going to be spotted out at the 39-yard line. What a run for Titus McCoy. He's starting to warm up.
Just keep coming at you. 30 coming at you right here, 29 coming at you next, 3 coming at you. I mean,
you can take away Yeast, but you cannot forget about Titus McCoy or Trevor Holt for that matter.
No doubt about it. I mean,
That's why.
And I said that Titus McCoy might have had the biggest play of the night when it was 3rd down and 10, and he made an outstanding run, got to the right pylon, almost got it in, but you know, he just continues to make big plays when needed.
12 yards for McCoy. Pick your poison.
Offsides.
Movement by Ben Davis, 97. Timberlake jumped.
2nd and 6. It'll be 2nd and 1.
2nd and 1. Again, pick your poison, the wing T. Yeast, McCoy, Holt. And then Kellums with the ability to pass. Now it's 2nd down and 1. Football at the 34-yard line. 10:44 to play in the ball game. The rain has stopped, but the wind continues. Yeast in motion, movement again. 62 moved on the defensive line. And this Ben Davis team is coming unglued.
Yeah, not good decisions at all. I mean, both cases they're right over the football. There's just no reason you should jump. I mean, you're watching the ball rather than listening to the snap count anyway.
There's no. And my roster does not have a number 62. He goes to the sideline. So 1st down, they go to Titus McCoy. He's ripped to the turf at the 26, 25-yard line.
Who's hurt? Who is that Trevor?
Trev down the field is not getting up.
Yeah, that is.
He's around the 18-yard line, and Trev is down. It looks like he got rolled over by one of his teammates.
Yeah, it's on the far left side there where, and I don't know if we could see it, but yeah, it looked like he might have got rolled up. Important player right there. I mean, Trev's, you see him 29 right here on the bottom of your screen. You can see he gets
71 rolled over him.
I mean, it didn't look like anything twisted or anything really bad right there, but he's taking a couple seconds to gather himself here. They're helping him.
Reese Restoration, proud supporter of Center Grove football. Reese Restoration specializes in commercial and residential services. Call Reese Restoration at 317-954-5408 for a free estimate.
That's not good. I mean, we all 3 know that kid and know what kind of kid he is. He doesn't have people help him off the field unless he feels like something is not exactly right there.
10:32 on the clock here in the 4th quarter. Holt helped over to the bench. McCullough, Gardner now in the ball game for Holt. They go to Yeast. He breaks a tackle, and he cannot quite get to the 20-yard line. They stop him at the 21, just shy of the 20-yard line. 6 yards for Yeast. Yeah, they're yelling at number 7. He's at the bottom of the pile.
Well,
number
there's
7.
a flag down.
Well, he was ripping at Yeast's ankle. That's what the Center Grove fans are complaining about. If you watch the replay, you could see him after the play. He's at the bottom of the pile, and he's working on Yeast's lower leg. Watch it again here. Number 7. Watch 7 here. At the bottom of the pile. At the bottom of the pile here. Look at him on that left leg right there. Or his right leg, I'm sorry. I don't know, but we'll see what the flag's all about. But that's what the Center Grove fans were complaining about. It's a penalty against Ben Davis.
10 yards.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Is that a 10-yarder?
Half the distance.
Half the distance. Yeah, half the distance. That's right. So it is a first down Trojans. 10 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. It's 28-8 Center Grove. Another penalty thrown, Ted. Another penalty thrown against Ben Davis. Let's see if this is on a player.
That'll be 11. As he's running off the field, it looked like 11 had something to say, and he'll probably get tossed.
We kind of saw this last year against Warren Central in the regional. That's Jonte Dobson, number 11, running off the field. We believe that last penalty goes against number 11.
And again, it'll be half the distance, so you get to the 10, and now you'll get to the 5.
It'll be first and goal at the 5. And, again, the Trojans, they just need to maintain composure. Again, you don't want to respond to anything. You don't want to get thrown out in this game. Then you can't play in the state championship game. Just keep playing football. Ball at the 5. 9:58 on the clock. They should put 10:01 on the clock, but we'll see. Timeout on the field called by Ben Davis, probably to regroup, to regain their composure. Financial advisor Brian Epperson of Raymond James, proud to support Center Grove Trojan football. Call Brian Epperson at the Greenwood office for all your financial consulting needs. 317-885-0114. Brian Epperson of Raymond James. Thank you for your support of Center Grove Trojan football. Russell Van Til, Vice President of Cushman & Wakefield, proud to support the Trojans. Cushman & Wakefield, a leading global real estate services firm that helps clients transform the way people work, shop, and live. Contact Russell Van Til at 317-607-6814. Also, our fourth quarter sponsor tonight, Marine Center, proud to support the Trojans. Year after year, Marine Center has earned the honor of top 100 dealers. For new and used boats, check out Marine Center's inventory online at marinecenterusa.com. So, good timeout by Coach Kirshner to get his team to regroup as the football is at the 5-yard line with 9:58 to play in the fourth quarter.
Who we got in there? We got Tristan is in there. Titus is in there. And probably Russ.
Ted, the Roncalli Rebels going back to the state championship. They win 24-21 over East Central. Tristan Clark in there. They'll hand it off to Yeast. He turns it up. He's in there. Touchdown, Yeast. Touchdown, Russ Yeast. His fourth of the night. Fourth of the night.
Is wear you out. Wear you down.
I mean, when you're Ben Davis, I mean, what do you try to defend there? Yeast, McCoy.
Look at those offensive linemen out there blocking on the edge. I mean, just an outstanding job, pulling, getting out in front of their backs, staying with their blocks, knocking people down, giving a
Ted, this
convoy right into the
Ben Davis team throttled Cathedral last week.
They were ahead 51-7.
51-7
Yeah.
And tonight, they score on the opening drive, and they've done nothing since.
We saw the Cathedral team that was pretty darn good, late in the year. I mean, they could put points on the board. We're very, very good. This Center Grove defense is good.
PAT is good by Eckerts, 35-8.
I don't think there's any doubt. Here you're going to take another look at it right here. Russ comes across. Look at the offensive lineman out in front, knocking people down, giving him a chance. But I don't think there's any doubt. I think everybody in the state knows who the best team in the state is. Obviously, they're going to have to go out and prove it one more time next week against Penn, against Carmel, against whoever. But it's not easy when the target is on your back and you're supposed to do the things that they've done. But they continue to prepare They continue to come out and play great football each and every night. They got some great kids, and they have a great coach.
And by far, this is the healthiest Center Grove has been in the last 2 weeks, last week and tonight. Got a healthy Titus McCoy, a fresh Titus McCoy. Obviously, Center Grove lost a few plays ago. Trevor Holt to the sideline. We don't know his status.
I don't see him on the, sitting on a bench or anything.
He's standing and walking, so that's encouraging. 35-8, all Center Grove. 35 unanswered points. 9:53 left to play in the ball game. Eckert kicks it deep to the 4-yard line. Allen will return it to the 15, tries to get outside looking for a block, hurdles one of the Center Grove players, and then they just bottle him up and
sideline.
And they take him down, and there's going to be a sideline warning against Ben Davis. And let's see, one of the players was down for Center Grove. He's a little slow to get up, and that's number.
Is the sideline warning on one of the assistant coaches for stepping? That's what it is, being out on the field.
It could be a player.
So it's like a warning or whatever.
Yeah, because the referee has that white area to run.
Yeah.
And if they run into a coach, they're going to get blindsided.
Well, I mean, that play was all the way on. That play was 40 yards away from this referee, and he throws this flag.
So is a sideline warning against Center Grove? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Usually refs will give the coach a warning ahead of time before they throw the flag. They'll warn him, but if it keeps happening. Okay, so now it's going to be a chop block against Ben Davis, so no sideline warning. It's actually a chop block. We'll go with that. We're moving on. Penalty against Ben Davis at the 10-yard line. Davis, or should say incomplete pass across the middle.
Well, Center Grove's played a couple, I think probably the two best football teams other than themselves in the state the last 2 weeks, and they've just been dominant. I mean, they scored 28 points against a Warren Central team. Only gave up 7, who had been scoring 50, 60 points, and this is a team that scored 50 last week, and they got 8 on the board tonight.
Taylor rolls to his right, being pursued by Dan Root. It is completed pass, out of bounds at the 19. He's a yard short of the first down. It'll be 3rd and 1. He stepped out at the 1. That's number 10 with the catch. That is Keyshawn Tunstall. 9:31 stops the clock. They need 1 yard for the first down. They may be in 4-down territory at this point.
They're not, but they might be.
They may be forced into it. We'll see. He's going to run the football. He will bounce it outside, and he gets out of bounds. He gets the first down.
He's not very big.
Stops the clock at 9:27.
He comes over here to our sideline. You can just see he's not a very big guy.
No, he doesn't want to get hit. He'd rather run out of bounds or get down. He gets 3 yards. Again, you can hear the wind. It's really picked up here in the 4th quarter. Last report, Carmel 15-10 over Penn. That game's still in the 3rd quarter. Arbuckle with the tackle. Football spotted at the 26, 4-yard pickup on the pass play. Completed pass to number 10. Tunstall with the catch. Another quick pass to that far side of the field and was able to run for a few yards. Again, the Trojans had done a really good job keeping those receivers in front, just not allowing them to run past them.
Yeah, and that's not always easy against an offense like that because you just have to continue to stay patient, stay back. Don't jump the route, because as soon as you jump the route, somebody, gives you a little pump fake and boom, they're gone. So it's just a matter of staying patient, whether or not they can continue to complete passes, and we've seen that they've not been able to do that here in the second half.
So the Trojans have held Taylor in check for the most part tonight, Ted. 10 of 18 passing, 74 yards for Taylor. As we see 21, Isaiah Miller run the football, and he gets a first down.
What did you say, 174 yards?
74 yards passing.
Really?
10 of 18, 74 yards passing.
People, they come. You want to know if this defense is good? They come in averaging almost 235 yards a game passing. He's got 74.
Passes complete to number 3, Zion Blow. Ball spotted at the 37.
And he got a majority of those yards in the first 8 minutes of the football game.
Taylor, a deep drop. Root just missed him. He throws on the run, and he cannot catch it. 10 drops it again. He's dropped a couple. Tunstall, again, just different. The ball's heavier. It's wet. Not trying to make excuses, but to be honest, the ball is difficult to catch, and he doesn't come up with it. May have heard footsteps as well, as we saw Boswell bearing down on him.
90 in the game for Center Grove. Over on your
3rd and 3.
I'm guessing
they're running.
Yeah,
3rd and 3, Ted. 3rd and goal at the 3. Tristan trying to find the end zone. He's in there. The senior, Tristan Clark, finds the end zone here in the 4th quarter. Well done, Tristan Clark.
Dominant performance. You got an offensive line continues to do an outstanding job. Jack Kellums has stepped in this year, and you don't think anything about it because he's done such an outstanding job of stepping in there, but that is not easy to step in there and, get your team to another state championship opportunity, and that's exactly what he's going to do. Next Friday night, he's going to get a play for a state champion.
Goal on that drive, Ted. 9 carries, 60 yards. 9 carries, 60 yards for Clark on that final drive for the Trojans, and he scores a touchdown.
I mean, they've got people that just step in no matter what the situation is. I mean, people just continue. They've done it all year, and they expect it of one another. They're a true team. Even though they have probably the best football player in the state of Indiana and Russ Yeast, they're just an outstanding team-oriented group of people. They've done a lot of amazing things over the past couple of years.
Goins helped to the sideline. He's the injured player for Ben Davis. Eckert to attempt the PAT. Center Grove always likes to set up in the swinging gate. Maybe they'll go for 2. We'll see. Eckert's lined up. Jackson Moore may snap it. Nope. They're going to go ahead and go for 1. Maybe going for 2 would be salt in the wound.
Remember what Woody Hayes said. They asked him, well, why did you go for 2 against Michigan that one year when he was ahead 50-0? He said, because I couldn't go for 3.
Oh, wow.
Oh, boy.
Eckert, 6 for 6 on extra point kicks tonight, makes it 42-16. He missed an extra point against Ben Davis in week 4, and he's been perfect tonight.
Well, quite a performance from Center Grove here tonight. Well prepared, playing in really tough conditions, and I think they just see that as their friend. I mean, being able to play in the muddy conditions. They know other people are going to let it bother them. It's not going to bother them. It hasn't bothered them tonight. They've just played one of their best football games of the year, and been a joy to watch this year. They just continue to bring it each and every night.
Now you just hope that Titus McCoy and Trevor Holt are going to be okay. See Titus here taking off the tape. He's walking around okay, but we'll have to wait and see on Holt.
Yeah, he'll be ready to go.
Because they'll play on Friday night, 7:05 at Lucas Oil Stadium. And it appears ice on the ankle for Trevor Holt, so it's not a knee. It appears to be
it looked
an
like
ankle.
he might have just rolled the ankle a little bit when his guy kind of rolled up on him.
Good return here for Ben Davis. All the way to the 41-yard line. Gephardt takes him down with 39 seconds left to play in this one. And the Carmel game remains 15-10 Carmel.
I still see Root and Arbuckle. Looks like most of the starters, or at least the line, are still starters in there.
Ted, Carmel 15-10 over Penn. That's late in the third quarter.
Defense has been outstanding tonight. Whenever they needed to, they've stepped up. This has been a team, like we said, that's really been putting points on the board, and they've only got 16 here tonight.
Hey, Matt, 16. 42-16 the score. Across the middle, pass is complete to Blow. 23 took a shot for the Trojans. He appears to be okay. That is A.J. Jin. He gets up to his feet quickly. Final 30 seconds of this one. And Ted, how about them Trojans? Going back to the state championship for a fourth time, trying to repeat. And receiver was wide open. Touchdown pass to Brock Thompson.
Well, it's not easy to win at this level when you're supposed to win and when you have the target on your back. Believe me, I know. Having played on some really good basketball teams with guys like Isaiah Thomas, Mike Woodson, Randy Whitman, people like that, we were expected to do things, and it's not always that easy. But they do the work behind the scenes, and that the coaching staff does an outstanding job of preparing them each and every game. They mentally are ready to, and they always think that they're the best team when they step on the field. You can just see it in their confidence level and the way they play each and every night.
23 seconds left to play in the ball game, and quarterback just pushed out of bounds by Bailey Bennett.
So I don't think there's any doubt. I think the three of us believe they're the best football team in the state, and I think that a majority of the people who follow high school football would believe they're the best team in the state. But you know what? There's a reason they play the game, and they're going to have to go out and prove it next Friday night. They're going to have to do it one more time and prove it one more time. And we don't know much about Penn. We obviously know a lot about Carmel and what they're capable of doing, and so we'll take a look. But I have a lot of confidence in the coaching staff and the players, and feel like no matter what the situation, they will get it done and win a second straight state championship.
Carmel 21-10 now over Penn. 21-10 Carmel after 3 quarters. That's at the end of the third quarter. Here we have 42-22, Center Grove in front with 23 seconds. Ben Davis lining up for another onside kick. Center Grove with its hands team in there. Lucas Doyle got the last one. Let's see if the Trojans can come up with it. And it's loose, and Center Grove, it appeared, got on it.
Yeah, they got it.
They did not get it initially, but one of the Center Grove players did slide in there, and yes, it is recovered by Center Grove. So Center Grove now can do Ted's favorite formation.
Yep.
Center Grove will set up in that victory formation, and it appears it will be Center Grove most likely against Carmel next Friday night in the state championship in Class 6A.
We talked a little bit about Carmel, and we weren't not that impressed early in the year, but we figured they would get better. They've got that type of athlete and the type of kids that have a lot of pride in what they do, and they usually do it very, very well. So it's not surprising at all that they're having success here at the end of the year, and that they're going to be playing for a state title themselves.
That's the ball game. Center Grove, semi-state champs, going back to the state championship for a second year in a row. Number 4 for Coach Moore, going back to the state championship.
But it should be a lot of fun, and like I said, I mean, I think we have the best team in the state. I think we have the best individual player in the state, and they're going to get a chance to show all that off next Friday night at Lucas Oil Stadium. I'll see you guys there.
Thank you very much, Ted Kitchell. Center Grove, what a game. They allowed Ben Davis to score on that first drive of the ball game, and then the Trojans able to put it together offensively. Had a 28-8 halftime lead, scored 28 unanswered points in that first half. Third quarter was scoreless. Then Center Grove scored again in the fourth quarter, so Trojans actually scored 35 unanswered points before Ben Davis was finally able to score in that fourth quarter at the 7:04 mark. And the Trojans, again, going back to the state championship to defend their state title, celebrating on the field, and now the parents and fans making their way onto the football field to celebrate with the team. Rick Embry now joins me. And Rick, the weather wasn't ideal, but we've talked about it. The Trojans, an all-weather team. Coach Moore loves the inclement weather conditions, the rain, whether it's rain, the snow, wind. because when you run that wing tee, all you got to do is block and run and win the line of scrimmage, and that's what Center Grove did tonight. Not only did win it, they dominated.
Well, and you said that you hit the nail on the head. Even though we feel like we have the best player in the state of Indiana, we won the line of scrimmage, and that's usually what it comes down to is who can win both sides of the line of scrimmage. And Center Grove's defense up front did a great job of containing Taylor. He got two touchdowns late in garbage time, but they flat out stopped him. A guy that everybody pretty much says is the most talented quarterback in the state of Indiana. They kept him in check, and on offense, Center Grove had over 370 yards rushing behind that offensive line, and that tells you right there what you need to know. And two guys with almost 100, Yeast had 174, Titus had 98 yards, and then Clark had 60, and Trevor had another 29. So that offensive line was dominant. That defense all around was dominant. Defensive backs, linebackers, defensive ends, guys up front, and they led the way tonight to another back-to-back semi-state championships.
I believe they're going to do a presentation to Center Grove. We see Arbuckle and Kellum's captains going to midfield as they announce that the Trojans are now semi-state champs of the South region in Class 6A. Kellum's and Arbuckle receiving the semi-state championship at midfield. So congratulations to Coach Moore and the Trojans. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back with our postgame show. Again, your final tonight from Ben Davis, 42-22, Center Grove over Ben Davis, the number 9 team in the nation, heading to the state championship at Lucas Oil next Friday night. This is Center Grove Trojan football.
Skim's got your truck, man. He's got SUVs, crossovers, long bed, short bed, flatbed, dump cab, crew cab, cinder cab, half ton, 3/4 ton, 1 ton, high cube van, cargo van, diesel engine, gas in the stock. For custom in the color you want, man. Ray Skim's got your truck, man. Big and little trucks, man. Integrated locations, man. Skim's got your truck, man. Ray Skillman's got your truck, man.
When it comes to quality, we don't cut corners. When it comes to excellence, our work ethic is unparalleled. When it comes to honesty, we live and breathe by it. When it comes to custom homes and remodeling, we've been serving Central Indiana for 28 years. And when it comes to relationships, well, that's what we do. Because when it comes to your community and your unique custom home, it's all about you. Welcome to Duke Homes.
Tonight's Center Grove football game was presented by Aldi. Aldi, simply smarter shopping. By Ray Skillman Automotive Group. Ray Skillman, where we stack them deep and sell them cheap. By Duke Homes, many promise, we deliver. And by Pat Kendall Insurance. Pat Kendall of Farmers Insurance is a proud supporter of Center Grove Trojan football. Pat Kendall will take care of all of your insurance needs. Contact Pat Kendall at 317-888-0001 Monday through Friday from 9 to 5. Thank you, Pat Kendall, for supporting Center Grove Trojan football once again this season. Center Grove, 2016 semi-state champs in Class 6A of the South Bracket, headed back to Lucas Oil Stadium, Rick Embry, for another chance to win a state championship. Coach Moore has won 2 football state titles. This will be his 4th trip to the state championship.
Yeah, they were dominant tonight, and really, if you think about the last 3 weeks, Kevin, they beat number 6 handily, they beat number 1 handily, and they just beat number 3 handily. All 3 of those, 2 of those 3 on the road, and they've been dominant on both sides. They've been dominant on defense. You know, there's no doubt from anybody, if anybody says any differently, they don't know what they're talking about, that this defense is the top defense in the state of Indiana. And they're doing it without any of the big names that they had last year. You know, you got a couple guys that are playing big-time Division I football. And until 2 weeks ago when Parker Ferguson picked up a D1 offer from Air Force, you didn't have anybody on that side that had a D1 offer. So, you know, that just shows, you know, not only the players that are playing on that side, but the coaching staff, the defensive coaches, Coach Daniels and the folks that help him, Coach Harbin on that side, have just been fantastic with this group of kids. And they gave up that early touchdown. They gave it up on a short field, but after that, they pretty much shut down this Ben Davis offense for the third week in a row. They shut down a top 2 or 3 offense, at least points-wise, in the state of Indiana in 6A.
Rick, what more can you say about Russ Yeast? 4 touchdowns tonight, 170-plus yards rushing. I think he made a big-time statement once again tonight for Mr. Football.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, the only question that you had coming into this game is if Center Groves happens to lose, then it's probably wide open, and who do they give it to? Do they give it to, the quarterback from Brownsburg that everybody keeps talking about, but he hasn't won a game in the playoffs in his whole high school career. So hard to give it to a kid like that. But Yeast absolutely in front of multiple TV stations, in front of all of the media types in the Indianapolis area, flat out put on a show that first half. 10 carries, 176 yards, and 3 touchdowns. He went ahead and tacked on a 4th touchdown in that second half, and he is the best football player in the state of Indiana, without a doubt.
With 6 minutes left, Carmel 21, Penn 10. So it looks like a Mick showdown next Friday night at Lucas Oil Stadium. Center Grove beat Carmel back in 2008. So, Rick, the Trojans and the Greyhounds met in Week 3, and Center Grove pretty much was able to dominate that game. But, again, Carmel has improved, much like Center Grove has too, though, throughout the season.
Well, and a completely different team, because what the team that we saw in Week 3 was a backup quarterback. He struggled. He struggled against Center Grove. He had happy feet. Once they got their starting quarterback, who got hurt in Week 1, once they got him back in Week 4, Week 5, that was a completely different football team. And they have some talented kids on that defensive side. A couple kids going to IU, a couple kids going to other big-time programs. I think one's going to Wisconsin. So that's a very talented team on both sides as well, because they also have big-time receivers, Jalen Walker out there at wide receiver. And they obviously have turned things around. They gave Warren Central a good game late in the year. They gave Ben Davis they actually beat Ben Davis late in the year. So, that's a team that's going to be completely different than the team that we saw in Week 3. And Center Grove is going to have to play their best football game of the year to come out with another state championship.
Center Grove continues to celebrate on the field. What a wacky night with this weather, Rick. I guess the good news, the rain has stopped, so good time for us to hit the road.
We need to wrap it up here, Kevin, so we don't melt getting all the way to our cars. But great performance by Center Grove, and like you said, not very good conditions, but with an offense like you have, it doesn't matter what you run it in. You can be successful from August through the end of November, which we're going to play again on Thanksgiving weekend.
Rick, thank you for your help.
Thanks, Kevin.
Tonight's game was produced by Center Grove Gridiron Productions, New 5 Creative, and Center Grove Sports Network. The executive director is Aaron Holt. Executive producer Matt Murray. Camera operators Zach Conrad and Carl Mason. They battled it all night long. They battled the elements. Great job, guys. And statisticians Jamie Smith and Bo Barrett. Special thanks to Center Grove Athletic Director John Zwitt and head football coach Eric Moore for their help with tonight's broadcast. Once again, Center Grove beats Ben Davis 42-22. Center Grove 12-1. Ben Davis concludes the season at 9-4. Your Trojans, the 2016 Semi-State champs, headed back to Lucas Oil Stadium Friday night at 7:05 for the Class 6A championship game, most likely against Carmel. That game in the 4th. Carmel with a 21-10 lead over Penn. Until Friday night from Lucas Oil Stadium, this is Kevin Conrad for Ted Kitchell and Rick Embry saying good night, everyone from Ben Davis High School.